Dun, 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 dun.
Yo, what is up? This is OJ Senpai here with another episode of Senpai's Dojo. We are here to discuss Civil War. So, I did this because I kind of wanted to revive the channel again. So I figured the best way to do it was just to talk about one of the best movies in existence, Captain America: Civil War. If you haven't seen it yet, I suggest you do. It's still out in theaters, I'm assuming. All right, so let's all introduce each other. Oh yeah, so say your name and then say what team you're on if you have a team.
All right, who wants to kick things off?
Since you talked first, I guess you should go.
All right. Hey guys, DT here from Desert Reviews, here to help out my friend OJ. I'm a bit of an anime reviewer myself, and also hashtag Team Iron Man, bros. Hashtag Team Iron Man, right here. Fuck Captain America. He's a little douchebag.
Oh damn. Okay. You should go. You should go next. Tony.
Alright, Tony Brown, you know what I'm saying? Um, Damn, I don't know which side to pick. Alright, I'm gonna go with hashtag Captain America.
All right. Cool.
Yo,
What you guys?
hashtag Tony Brown is a bitch nigga.
Alright,
All
man.
right. Let's not. Let's not.
I'm fucking, man. I'm fucking. You're allowed to your opinion.
All right. Go ahead, Port guys. Port. Go ahead.
Yo, what's up, guy? Professor Chie here. Just here to help out OJ and hashtag Team Cap, hashtag Fuck Desert, hashtag Tony, you're the man.
All right. Yeah. And you already know me as OJ Senpai. I was Team Cap at the beginning of the movie, and then towards the end, I kind of went to Team Iron Man. I will explain. I will explain. So I wanted to ask you guys, what was your reasons for going with the teams, or if you changed, what were your reasons for, changing? So, anyone
Okay.
go ahead.
Yo, it's only fair. It's only fair that bitches go first. So, Portergas, your turn.
Damn.
All right, so
I'm
that's where
down.
you go. All right, that's where you go.
All right. So who has the floor?
All right, I'll go. Fuck off, Desert. Okay, I'll go. I've always been Team Cap since day one. Always been ever since I read the comic and watching the movie from start to beginning. I was always Team Cap, but I did understand one of the things that the movie did tremendously well is that it showcased both sides equally. It didn't pick one side or try to make one side look bad. It showed the flaws and cons of both sides. But even then, I was always Team Cap because I believe that the government is a place where they have control over you. They take away your ability of free thinking. One of the best points that Captain America made in the movie. What if the government? What if there's a place worth saving and the government doesn't want to get involved? What if there's a place that you don't want to get involved, but the government is telling you go there? And that's why I've always been Team Cap, because I believe in free will. I believe in what America stands for, freedom, and I believe that Team Iron Man is totally opposite of that. They want control. They want to control you, and that's why I've always been Team Cap, and I still am.
All right. Okay. I guess I'll go next. Okay.
Yep.
So what?
Yeah, I'm saying go ahead.
All right. So yo, let me just say this. Okay. First of all, Team Captain America, man. I mean, honestly, it's got its flaws. I mean, for God's sakes, that one deal that Stark had was talking to Steve Rogers about. He blatantly said that there will be safeguards, both politically for the Avengers as well as for Bucky Barnes. He said he can grant them safety and guarantee it, and I'm willing to bet he would have pulled through. And I think that what Tony was going to do was he actually was going to tell every single person. I mean, he was just basically going to have it in a way where there would be compromise in which the government would not have as much control over the Avengers, but yet they would still have regulations. That's why when Captain America refused that deal, I was extremely pissed off, and it cemented my place on Team Iron Man. Another thing was because of the fact that when you took a look from Vision's perspective, all right, that whole entire thing that he said at the beginning, that as soon as the Avengers came up to being, people were challenging them left and right a lot of powered individuals had skyrocketed in trying to assault the Avengers. That brings
Right.
challenge, challenge brings conflict, that whole entire shit. I absolutely agree with that 100%. And if they don't have any control, who's to say that like they won't turn on people that they sworn to defend? I mean,
Right.
face it, Chancellor Superman, man.
Yeah. I understand. Okay. So I have a question then. So did you, when they said safeguards, I'd also remember in the movie that they mentioned that, that they put Wanda in like the Avengers Mansion because, they wanted her like to stay there to feel safe. And Cap kind of didn't like that because at the same time, Cap was like, well, if she's in there being held against her own free will, she can't even go to the grocery store. It kind of like I feel like as if they don't really understand that they still need to be able to do things like go and get food and stuff. Like I understand if they're trying to do if they're trying to save someone, I understand the
Oh,
regulations
no, no, no.
there.
When I say safeguards, I mean like as in provisions that basically like don't give the government complete control.
Oh no, no,
Yeah,
I understand, right? But like I'm
yeah,
trying to
but,
say like
yeah, but when you also say compromise, you also have to remember Steve said, "Well, what if the government changes their mind? What if they some kind of compromises will change?"
I doubt
right.
that.
No. No, but like it's like the thing is that when I say this, like Cap was okay with it until Tony said that, oh, and they also have like Wanda, at the mansion, and then Cap immediately realized, oh shit, you're holding her there against her free will, and she can't even like leave without like permission or some crap. And then that's when Cap kind of got mad. So the problem that I had originally, and I'm gonna let Tony go after I'm done, is that Tony was right. Like they have safeguards that way they don't have complete control and other stuff. But it seemed like as if the government couldn't even really trust them just to go outside. So not even talk about like save people. They can't even go outside to like um go to like do grocery shopping and stuff until like the government was okay with them, doing normal things. So that's just my take on it. Tony, you can go.
Um, yeah, hashtag Team Captain America. Well, I think what uh a lot of people from the Iron Man side will say is that with especially the first mission that they went on in the beginning of the movie where there was a lot of innocent people who lost their lives in the midst of the conflict that they had between the terrorists. But I think that's really all a part of um, trying to save people, I suppose, and you have to take that in consideration in being a hero, and
Right.
especially from Steve Rogers' experiences during the war and all that.
Right.
Um, that's a casualty that he's willing to accept,
Yeah.
and I really admire him for that. But
Um, Wait,
yeah,
was that? If I may ask, do you think the whole entire thing with Wanda was inevitable or no?
what do you
I
mean?
kind of feel like as if, well,
Oh,
no, he's talking about like what I said about the whole thing with Wanda. I
No, 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 no.
guess.
I'm talking about do you think she could have prevented the bomb from killing that many
Oh,
people?
oh, nah,
uh,
she could, he couldn't have. There's
She
no way. I
she
don't think
she
she could have.
she probably could have, but Wanda is too far inexperienced with this. Remember, she hasn't been in the team that long.
Yeah,
well,
that and like,
don't you have
and
to
like it would be.
consider Oh, go ahead.
Nah,
What's
well,
your
I was just gonna say like that, and I feel like as if when like the bomb went off, like Wanda wasn't put to go get the Punisher. She was just put like it was just Steve,
It wasn't
um,
Punisher, it was Crossbones.
not Punisher, crap, Crossbones. Like when I fucked up. So when they went to go after Crossbones, it was mainly Steve, Black Widow, Falcon. I don't know where Wanda was. I think she was a little bit late actually. Never mind.
Oh, wasn't she? Oh no, she
Yeah,
was
she was
there.
kind of late.
But
Like
like,
she came in like at the
Yeah, she
last
was
second.
really late, man.
yeah?
yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
Jesus. All right. Yeah.
But
Um.
oh,
So,
Yeah,
Tony,
I
you're
feel like,
done?
but
Oh
I
yeah,
think
I'm done.
Okay,
yeah, sure.
cool.
Hold
Say it
up.
again, Desert.
I think she could have prevented it, but here's the thing. This is one question I really wanted to ask. Do you think Wanda should have taken responsibility for killing those many people, that many people?
But well, she did feel guilty. It's not like oh, it was all fine
Yeah.
and dandy. She felt guilty for it,
No, but
Why
like, do you
you?
think
But
she should have been
remember,
prosecuted? Because like, I mean, it's I don't know. I mean, I've seen similar cases like this in like reality and shit. But do you think she should have been prosecuted for killing that many people?
well, I mean, I figured that they wanted to talk about it because they weren't exactly sure on putting her in jail because they did save the day, kind of. So I feel like as if they wanted to wait on it, and then, but once they realized like how much trouble the Avengers were causing, rather than put her in jail, just use the Sokovia Accords to like keep them in check.
Mm-hmm.
But shouldn't they all be held accountable?
As a team, um, I well, I don't know. That's a good question actually. I don't know. I mean, they
Honestly, I
should
really
be.
couldn't tell you that. I mean, I'm not sure if they should be held accountable as a team. I
Yeah.
mean,
I mean, up to that point, they were doing a pretty good job of like, you know, regulating like who like the how the mission went, and then basically they I don't think they didn't even know about it until like a split second after he tried to blow himself up. Crossbones.
Right.
Yeah. So there's no way that like I don't think you can I don't think you can put them accountable as a team because they didn't plan for that. Like that wasn't something that they expected.
And even then, you have to consider like the intensity of emotions when Wanda was trying to save Cap too.
Yeah.
So she couldn't really think when she was trying to take the bomb away from him.
Yeah. And then there's also like the
Yeah.
idea that um, well, actually, I have a question. Did they really have to kill off Crossbones that early?
Um,
I'm
I don't
guessing.
know. I think they just wanted to use him as a. I think when you think about it, Crossbones isn't that big of a villain though. Like in comparison to the big names like Kingpin or what's his name, or Green Goblin or freaking.
I think it was supposed to be like in the comic, like the starting point for the whole Registration Act.
Mm-hmm.
oh, yeah,
Oh,
yeah,
so
that
that
makes
actually
sense.
happened. Like, he actually died, like
No, like
before the
it was this clash between like metahumans and whatnot, and then there
yeah.
was this huge explosion with this school,
Mm-hmm.
and a
Oh,
lot of kids died.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. So it's a reference to that in order to, start the conflict of the Registration Act. That's how I saw it. So it didn't really bother me.
I never thought
oh,
of
okay.
that. Huh.
Yeah, that's interesting. So like yeah, but I kind of it's not that I like Crossbones. It's just like you saw him in like Winter Soldier as like just Rumlow, just as a Hydra agent, a sleeper Hydra agent kind of ish, and then he brought back his Crossbones, but he's just like in the first 10 minutes of the movie. Like it's just I understand why they did it now because the whole registration act thing where they had to start with some type of bang, some type of explosion. But it's kind of like sad. Like I don't like it when they
Right.
kill off like characters too quickly. Kind of like what happened
Well,
with
when you think
Quicksilver.
about it, Crossbones was minor in comparison, like to the whole entire Marvel universe. Honestly, there's way better villains than Crossbones. So
Yeah,
I guess
I
like,
understand. Yeah, yeah.
yeah,
Okay,
like
so
kind of like you were getting like we're willing to pay the price for it. So yeah.
yeah. So what do y'all think about the team? Like the teams that were set up. Like we have Team Cap with who
Um,
was it? Bucky, Wanda, Hawkeye, Ant Man. Who else?
Ant-Man fit into
Falcon.
Team Cap. Ant-Man did fit into Team Cap perfectly. I'll say that much
Yeah,
because of the fact that
yeah,
he like he said never trust a Stark. But here's my thing.
yeah,
I feel like Spider. Here's the thing. I wouldn't have minded if they do this, but as is, like I still like it. I feel like Spider-Man could have shifted teams like he did in the actual comic. You know?
Yeah,
But then
I
that
understand
but
it.
then
Yeah,
would have to go another hour.
Yeah,
yeah,
that's
And
true.
that was not going to happen. That was not going
yeah,
to happen.
That's not
yeah.
happening. Yeah.
Like they already spent like at that point when Spider-Man officially comes in, they've already spent like at least an hour and a half, if not another like 2 hours, like instead of 2 hours, like with the movie. So if they wanted like Spider-Man to change sides, they have to go into the whole. Okay, I feel like I need to change sides. I feel like Captain America is more right than Iron Man. Then internal conflict between Iron Man and Spider-Man, and so like it just would have like it would have been too long. Like basically, it's not like longer than it already was.
And plus, remember, Spider-Man pretty much came in left field because they were already almost finished with the movie, and then Sony came up with them with the whole Marvel thing, with the whole Spider-Man thing, and so they decided to include it in
Yeah.
that. So it's
Right.
not like something
Right.
that they had planned
Yeah.
since the
Wait,
beginning
so
of
does
production.
Sony hold the
It's
rights to
something.
Spider-Man? I'm just
No, no, no,
curious.
no, no. Sony did not sell them the rights to Spider-Man. They have a deal where you keep the rights to Spider-Man, but you can use him in the Marvel Cinematic Universe. You have control over the character.
Yeah, it's like a crossover type thing. Like
See, why
basically
can't they
they
do that
use
shit to the fucking X-Men for God's sakes and
well
Deadpool?
because
Because Fox have had success with the X-Men film, so they don't really have any reason to do that.
No, but I'm
Because
saying
plus
like
they
you
did
could
that.
because with Sony, it was in their best interest to do that because their Spider-Man films have been fucking up.
no,
Yeah.
but what about freaking what's it called? What they could have done was but I'm saying like they can easily have an X-Men versus Avengers film or some shit like that.
Well they
Easy. I
well
would have
like
loved to
because the
see
thing
Logan
is
come
that
in and
like
kick ass and
well
try to beat
like
the living shit out of him. Out of Cap.
it's like what Portcott said. There's no reason for them to actually do that because they already are doing well with the movies on their own. Like they had X-Men Apocalypse, which is already hype as all hell, and then they have all the X-Men films that did so well, even though some of them were kind of
They have Deadpool, which made them a shitload of money.
yeah.
So
They also
so
had
it's so
Deadpool.
it's so exactly it's not in their best interest. They have no reason.
Yeah, plus they already kind of tried because they did like Marvel and Fox kind of like had Quicksilver in their universes, like Quicksilver's in Apocalypse, but at the same time he was in Age of Ultron and well got killed off, but he was in Age of Ultron, and so like they've already tried like lending each other like characters, but they don't really need to bring in the X-Men like as a lending type of thing.
Exactly.
No, but I would
Exactly.
love to see like a
And one of the,
crossover
and one
type
of,
deal.
and
You know
one
what
of,
I'm saying?
and I remember that deal with Age of Ultron told to Marvel, as long as it has no connection to the X-Men universe, as long as Quicksilver or Martha do not mention the name Magneto, do not mention any relation to other mutants, then they
Yep.
can use the characters.
Yeah.
That was the terms.
And also the difference was they used two completely different actors. Like
Yeah.
they wanted to make sure that it was completely split off, not like what Sony and Marvel are trying to do now. Um, what else? Also, because Fox just really doesn't need to like they don't need to have an X-Men crossover film. That's just that's something if they really fuck up in the future, which they probably won't, and even if they do, it's not going to be that bad anyways.
No, I'm
Yeah,
not
It's
saying
probably
like
not going to happen.
yeah, exactly. If they do fuck up, they can just do a scenery with Days of Future Past and just reboot the thing all over again.
Yeah,
That's pretty much their.
yeah.
They just do that.
hold on a second. So what? How do you guys feel about just getting shifting gears a bit? But we're gonna get back. How do you feel about Hugh Jackman giving up the role of Wolverine? You think they're
It's not.
gonna like?
The nigga's
Um,
old. He's like
my
48.
Yeah, but do you
the,
How
think like
can
they're
you?
actually gonna get rid of Wolverine altogether and not have
no,
him
no.
in?
What's going to happen is they're probably not going to use Wolverine for a while because Fox doesn't have the balls to immediately cast another Wolverine immediately as Hugh Jackman leaves. And they don't have the balls to do that. And if they
Yeah,
do,
they
they're
don't.
fucking
They
idiots.
don't.
And if they do, they're fucking idiots. What the thing with Hugh Jackman, he said that he would play the role for as long as for even if he was an old man. But what happened was he got cancer in his feet, and that causes problems with his health. So he has to retire the character. So
Yeah.
that's why the Old Man Logan film is going to be his last, because that's it. He can't maintaining this physique because it affects his health too much. So that's
Yeah.
so as much as so as much as I love Hugh Jackman as Wolverine, he is Wolverine. I can never imagine any other person being Wolverine. I understand why he has to leave, and I hope the new film that comes out is fucking amazing.
Yeah. Also, like, really, if if when Hugh Jackman retires as Wolverine officially, Marvel could try and cop the rights because I have heard that they want to, but like basically what Fox will do is that they'll retire Wolverine for a while and focus on like the X Force and and what was it? Not Daredevil. I was fucking up. And Deadpool 2 with Cable, and basically they're just like Marvel will come in and then they might try what they did with Spider-Man, like, hey, can you lend us Wolverine for the Marvel Cinematic Universe? And they'll recast a new Wolverine, and then that's how it'll go. That's what I think personally will happen, because it's not
Yeah,
like
but
they're
how
gonna
can you fit
retire Wolverine.
Wolverine in the Marvel main cinematic universe, man? It's kind of
They
God.
can,
They can.
they can. Okay, like if they add him, it'll be just like what happened with Robert Downey Jr. and Tony Stark. That's like the beginning of the whole story about mutants and shit. It could be
Oh
like
shit.
Yeah, it could kick off mutants in the Marvel Cinematic Universe because they have yet to bring that in.
yeah.
And that
Like
would
think
be
about
dope.
it. Like think about it.
And the mutants have played a big part in the Marvel franchise. They're a huge part, and that's something that I'm betting they just want to introduce. But remember, with Fox, they need a stepping stone.
Yeah, they need for Old Man Logan to finish. They need that to finish. Once that's finished, they can try then to grab the rights from him, or at least like make a deal with him. And like, cause like the way I see it is with Tony Stark, right? So when Iron Man first came out, that pretty much jump started the Marvel Cinematic Universe, and so many other superhero films were planned and then they were made into existence. And then once Robert Downey Jr. leaves, if he even leaves, I don't even know, because he's like in love with the Iron Man role. Like he loves it so much, and he's done so much with it that like I can't really see him retire. But at the same time, it's like at some
Yeah.
point he kind of does kind of like, you know what I mean, right? He has to kind of leave.
Yeah,
Like
exactly. And with his contract, he has a lifetime contract, meaning that he'll be Billy Iron Man as long as he wants until he decides to finally leave.
yeah. So like basically, if once Iron Man leaves, that'll be a big blow. But they can bring in Wolverine, or if the deal with Marvel and Sony works out, Spider-Man can pretty much take over that role, and then we'll be seeing a lot more Spider-Man movies in the future.
Yeah.
Yeah, that and well, team-up films, because I think like it'll be cool to have like Spider-Man films, but like have team-ups with like certain Marvel heroes. Like that would be like legit, honestly.
And
Didn't they?
what do you guys think of you go.
Didn't they
Huh?
almost do a crossover between Captain America and Thor in Dark World?
Yeah, I
I
think they
haven't
did.
seen like I haven't seen Dark World yet. I really should see it.
Dark World was
I've
great.
only I've only seen like the first Thor, which is the Thor
Pretty
films aren't
weak.
the best, but they're yeah they you can watch them.
Hopefully Ragnarok is gonna be
The thing is,
great.
the Thor films have the quality of the first Iron Man film. Yeah.
No, the first Iron Man film was legit. It was lit, man.
Oh, fuck no. You can't. Oh, hell no. Iron Man 1
No, no, like everybody keeps on saying that
is
Iron Man
way
Two
leagues better than
was
Thor.
better than Iron Man One. That's the thing.
Look, okay, Iron Man 3. What, can we agree that Iron Man 3 was the worst out of all of them?
It was the worst
I
out of
don't
all of
like
them,
it.
but I still liked it.
Okay,
I don't
all
like
right,
it.
all
Wait
right.
a minute. It was the worst what?
It was the worst out of all the Iron Man movies. Iron Man 3.
I still say that Iron Man 2 was worse, but Iron Man 3 it had its it was me.
All right, okay.
Yeah.
So, like, the whole point, like, the reason why I'm saying this is because, like, I like Iron Man
Yes,
1. Iron Man
yes,
1 was
yes. Whoever decided to pull that shit with Mandarin, go fuck yourself.
You know
I
that they
know.
yeah.
remedied that, right?
Huh?
They
What?
remedied that shit, right? You know that, right?
What?
They what?
They fixed it.
Wait, what
They
the fuck you
fixed it.
talking about?
How?
Hold up. Listen to me. Marvel released a short, all right, during Thor: The Dark World. In the beginning, if you showed up early enough, and basically it was called "Long Live the King." Basically, what happened was it turned out that the Mandarin is actually a real person. The actor stole his name, and the Mandarin was actually pissed off about that. So he broke the fake Mandarin out of prison just to get him, just so that way he can kill him out himself.
That's fucking stupid.
What are you talking about? That's fucking stupid.
Just to
Wait, wait,
reveal
wait,
the
wait,
real
wait, wait, wait,
Mandarin.
wait, wait a minute, wait. You fucking telling me that Marvel released a short where the real Mandarin, was killed the fake Mandarin because they were using his name?
He was pissed off about it.
What the fuck?
Why didn't they
How
just
come
use the
I?
real Mandarin in the first
Why,
place?
what is that? Why did they just use the real Mandarin? Why
Zach,
not use the real
hold
Why?
up, hold up, hold up, hold up,
Dude,
hold up.
Ben Kingsley as the Mandarin, the real Mandarin would have been perfect. Would have been so amazing. What the fuck?
That's so
Okay.
stupid. Okay, hold up,
Hold
hold
up,
up.
hold
Are
up,
we
hold up.
before we talk about this, before we like go back to the Civil War? When we're talking about fake at Mandarin, are we talking about the British actor, the guy that was like acting like the Mandarin on screen, or are we talking about Aldrich? Which one
No.
did the real Mandarin kill?
We're talking about the actor.
The actor. Okay, okay, all right. So wait, so why would hold up? So the real Mandarin is the guy from the comics, like the magic user, right?
Yeah,
Yes, that's what we're
The
thinking.
Mandarin is Iron Man's worst nemesis.
Where
It's like
right?
Mandarin to Iron Man is what Joker is to Batman.
Wait, okay. So who the fuck? So why is there? Who the fuck was Aldrich then? Because
No,
when you said
Aldrich.
fake
Hold on,
Mandarin,
Aldrich was his own villain. That's the thing. Like in the original comics, he was his own. He was a different villain. I mean, he
yeah,
only
but
studied the Mandarin because, like, the Mandarin was supposed to represent the figurehead of the whole entire organization.
So that scene where he says, "You know who's the Mandarin? I'm the Mandarin." Yeah, I call bullshit on that.
Are you
Yeah,
talking about the what's that organization called? The Hornet or something?
the hand.
The Hand?
The hand.
oh, so
Yeah.
wait, so any of the members can call themselves the Mandarin if they wanted to?
I don't know.
You
No,
have
but
to
the
look
thing
that
is, they're
up.
saying that there's going to be an Iron Man 4, and they're going to give the Mandarin justice.
I don't. I mean, fuck. That's so. Okay, we'll get back to that in a second. Let's go. Let's get back to Civil War because I wanna. I'll talk about that later. Um. So, what did y'all think of the two newest members of the Marvel Cinematic Universe, Black Panther and Spider-Man? I want to hear y'all's thoughts
All
on
right,
that.
all right, all
Okay.
right.
Boy,
Black Panther.
Let's go one. Let's go in order. Let's go in order. Desert. We'll start with you. We'll start with you.
Yo, okay, Black Panther, fan freaking tastic. Freaking Spider-Man was great, but here's the thing. Like my problem, one of the biggest problem, like my brother kept on talking about this. He said one of the biggest problems was like the characters didn't have as great of resolution, and I feel like Black Panther didn't have that great of resolution. Resolution. Same thing with Spider-Man, but like Spider-Man was a bit of a last-minute deal, so I was just like, okay, I'm down with that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I understand.
Yeah.
Yeah, but remember those two characters were put in there as a setup.
Yeah,
Remember, as a
they
setup to
weren't there
start
to
to
be
start.
like.
Yeah, exactly. They weren't exactly there to have a full circle resolution. They were there to be built up for their solo films. Well, they'll get their resolution.
Yeah, like Black Panther, like they had part of his origin story in like the film, like to see how he would transition into being the king of Wakanda. And they had Spider-Man, they had like basically him just showing clips of him being like a superhero with his first costume. And then they're just like, oh, we're just gonna introduce Spider-Man fully on later because he was only there for like what, 15 minutes of the film? I want to say 15 to 20, like at most.
15
So
minutes. 15 minutes. Yeah.
yeah, yeah. So yeah, but so that's so you like Black Panther, you like Spider-Man, right? Desert.
Yeah, of course. I just felt like,
All right,
yeah, but like, like I said, it was a bit of a last minute deal for Spider-Man, but I will forgive that.
all right, cool. Tony, how'd you feel about Black Panther and Spider-Man?
I got broads
You,
in Wakanda. Black Panther was
you didn't
amazing.
actually just say what I thought. Don't think I didn't cast that shit.
What you
Brad and
talking about?
McConnell.
Don't think I can catch that shit. You're not a designer, bro. Cool the fuck
I
out.
got I got broads in Wakanda. No, okay.
Oh, dude, put that
Um,
on a shirt. You'd make millions and millions.
You would make millions, but I'm mad that you even tried that. Nah, it's funny. I'm just saying. I'm just fucking with you. But
that suit is
yeah,
fire.
man.
The Black Panther suit is nice. The Spider-Man suit was actually pretty good too. I was surprised.
Yeah, people were pissed
Um,
about the CG.
That shit was completely made out of CGI. Actually, it's kind
it
of weird.
was, yeah.
I
I
like
think
it
I
though,
think
but
it,
it
no, I
was
think it
funny.
was a half. I think it was half and half. Like some dots, it had dots in the eyes. That was CGI, but the rest of the costume was mostly like real. And mostly real with CGI added to it.
Oh, okay. I
Right.
see. Yeah.
Uh, was it? Every time Bucky and Panther fought, Panther always pretty much bested him. But then there would be like a Deus Ex Machina to save his ass or something.
Yeah.
But
Pretty much. Like.
Well,
overall,
well, 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 other people would just get in the way, basically.
yeah.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
overall, I pretty much like them both.
Yeah.
Yo,
So Portgas, how'd you feel about the two superheroes that we saw? You
Uh,
know.
Black Panther was fucking awesome. Just fucking loved it. I remember when the film came out, they were literally black. There was this video of a black guy reviewing the film, and he was talking about Black Panther. You want me to be Wakandian, nigga? So,
Wakanda.
You want to be Wakandian.
so yeah,
Oh,
so yeah, so yeah, Black Panther was done great justice. Can't wait for his solo film. Hyped about that. And Spider-Man, from when I first saw him on the scene to the last scene when I saw him, I was like, this. I was like, I literally said, this is Spider-Man. This guy is Spider-Man. It was just perfect. And, oh, by the way, Aunt May, goddamn.
Okay,
Oh
I got
yeah,
some choice words about Aunt May. For God's sakes, why do they keep on making her damn younger? God damn.
I'm not
Nigga,
complaining.
nigga, I ain't.
I'm not
Nigga, I'm not
complaining.
complaining. I'm not complaining.
I'm not
I
complaining.
ain't
Yo,
complaining.
she
No,
looks
it's just
fine.
like,
Nigga,
you know,
nigga,
it's just
nigga.
like,
I'm not
dude,
complaining. Neither is Tony Stark.
dude,
We
I'm
aren't
just starting to
complaining.
think that, like, at some point what they're going to do is they're just going to, like, you know, it's just going to go like this. Aunt May keeps on getting hotter and hotter until she eventually turns into a porn star. Dude.
Hey, who's complaining here? No one.
I'm
I'm
not
not.
Okay, shut the
complaining. I'm
fuck
just saying.
So yeah,
Ain't no
Black
one complaining
Panther,
about him
Spider-Man.
getting the porn, bro. Yeah. But,
Bruh. I mean,
even Mark was
bruh.
like, yo, what on is this?
Surprisingly,
Fucking,
I think they were hinting at the fact that they were making her younger and younger. Like Stark said, your aunt is surprisingly young, and I'm like, damn.
no, they were. That was the whole point. They were. Like, they were like just joking about it the
Yeah.
entire time. Yeah, that's the idea. Okay, so Pork guys, you done? I'm assuming
What?
so. You good? You done?
What?
Like, are you done with like how you felt about Black Panther and Spider-Man? Like, is there anything else you want to say? Or like,
And what else do I like? I also nod the fact that that Tony Stark gave Spider-Man his new suit as a reference to a Civil War when Iron Man gave him
Right.
gave Spider-Man
Yeah.
an iron
yeah,
Spider-Man suit. So I
Smart.
really love that. So I really love that nod. Oh, P.S.
yeah,
By the way, we gotta talk about that scene where Spider-Man is beating Bucky and Sam, and then Sam uses his bird thing to throw him out the window, and Bucky's like, "Why didn't you do that earlier?
Oh yeah.
I hate you."
yeah. That shit was funny. Bro, I was dying. That shit was hilarious. Like that entire scene reminded me why I like Spider-Man so much because he didn't like he was just talking the entire time and just like fucking making jokes.
It's recognizing what Spider-Man is known best for as a smart talker.
Yeah, like that's all he
Smart
fucking
ass.
did. Like even Falcon was like, there's not that much talking while like fighting's going on. He's like, oh right, I forgot. My favorite part of like that
Dude, you have a
scene,
metal arm? That's awesome.
huh?
I kind of love how people were
Oh
just
no, oh, no,
dissing the
keep, oh,
whole
no, keep
entire.
going.
Oh no, I'm
Oh,
just saying like my favorite part of that scene was like when Falcon and Spider-Man were struggling, and Spider-Man was like, "You have the right to remain silent," and then he like rubbed them up and shit. I was fucking dying. I love that part. I don't know why. It's fucking beautiful. Like I love Spider-Man in this movie, dude. He's
Oh,
fucking
I remember the part when he was fighting Captain America. He lost, and then Iron Man's like to me, "Look, you're done. You're done." And Spider-Man's like, "Oh, I'm not done. I'm not finished. I'm not finished." Okay, I'm finished. I'm
yeah,
finished. I'm
yeah.
finished.
And he's like, "I'll tell Aunt May. I'll tell Aunt May." He's like, "No, don't tell her. Don't tell her. Don't tell her."
oh
And then
man.
it was hilarious. Okay,
I'm just kind of glad
so
that they they decided not to make his webbing organic. Oh my god, I would have been pissed.
no, they needed to keep it as web shooters. That's my favorite part about what Spider-Man was. He didn't need to shoot webs like on his own. He needed like to use his intellect, which is something I love about Spider-Man too. Is that he's not only all this web spinning crime hero, like crime fighting hero. He's also like incredibly smart. Like he's like a fucking genius almost.
Mm-hmm.
Like the dude's
Dude,
like
I mean,
16 years old, making web shooters. That's fucking insane.
how do you feel? Hold up a second. Do you guys know about all the different designs that they went through?
Yeah, I
For
heard. I heard about that. Yeah.
Yeah.
well, do you think they should have
It,
gone with the black symbiote suit?
No.
no,
No, not
not
really,
yet.
because this is early. Because remember, in the movie, it said that Spider-Man has only been Spider-Man for a couple of months, so it doesn't. So
Wait,
it wouldn't make sense to bring symbiote that in early.
why would they
Yeah.
bring it in that early? What?
No, not the actual symbiote, like the black suit.
Oh,
Like,
no, no,
No, but the black
no.
suit is symbiote, so that I don't know.
Not
are
quite.
we
I
talking
was saying
about like?
there's like another. Not quite. There was a black suit that
Oh,
Black Cat made.
wait, was that the one where like it was like black completely, but it had like a green spider symbol? It had
Like it
like,
was completely black, and there was like a white, and it was white in the center.
oh, nah, not yet, nah.
No.
But where
Too
does it
early.
go?
Probably
Oh,
lag.
okay,
Also,
okay,
and plus the suit that he has on, it's fucking awesome. It's like it's literally the original Spider suit from the comics, from the early comics.
yeah. It's like what? Isn't it the Silver Age? I want to say. Yeah, the Silver
I,
Age, something like that.
Yeah.
I'm not sure.
Yeah. I
And
mean,
also,
like honestly,
Yo,
I,
sorry
I,
about
I
that.
like the suit. Yeah, you're
also,
fine. I,
also,
I like the
also,
suit.
also, P.S. We got to give a shout out to the MVP of the Civil War film,
Who's the MVP?
Who's that?
Ant-Man, baby.
Okay, I disagree on that. I mean, he did take one for the team, but I mean, come on.
Dude, it's just like you would think that Ant-Man just being thrown out there would like he would just be shoehorned in, but no, dude, he fit perfectly. Everything. He was
Yeah,
so fucking awesome. When he told
he
Steve,
was very
Steve,
resourceful.
when he told Captain America, throw this at him, and then it hits War Machine. He's like, I thought that was a water truck.
I remember that shit. I was like, what the fuck? That was not the water
I'm like,
truck.
they're not trying to kill each other.
And then,
Shit.
and then when he's like, look, I'm gonna do a special ability. I've tested it once. I almost died. And then he goes super big. I was like,
Dude.
That was
oh my
fucking
god,
amazing.
I was fanboy. I was like, oh my god, he went giant.
Super.
Yo, that was
Dude.
fucking lit.
And then when Iron Man says, guys, is there anyone in our team that has special abilities they want to show now?
I like when Ant-Man invaded like Iron Man's armor and he started pulling shit out and he's like, who's fucking with my shit? And he's like, oh, this is your conscience. Oh, we don't need to talk that much. And he was like, who's
Yeah,
speaking?
he was whatchamacallit, Lemony Snicket or whatever.
Yeah. He was like, and then like they did the fire suppression system. Oh,
Yeah,
that was
Oh my god.
he was
Jiminy
blowing
Cricket, not
some
Lemony
shit.
Snicket. Yeah.
Yeah,
oh,
yeah,
Jimmy
yeah.
Cricket.
Jimmy Cricket.
Yeah.
My
Yeah,
bad,
wait.
Williams.
Hold up a second. Was I the one hold up. Was I like the only one that laughed at hold up. I mean, was I the only one who was just like, damn, Vision as soon as Vision came in, like, damn, they're pretty fucked.
Nah,
Shit.
because he didn't really
No,
do much.
he only like provided support. That was the same for Wanda too. They actually didn't really fight anyone, kind of.
I feel like
It's kind of
Vision
Damn.
like
could have easily taken out every single one of them, though. Like with ease, no doubt. Like he could have ended it if he wanted to.
I mean, if we
eh,
had Thor, I don't know.
yeah, yeah. If we had Thor, that'd be different. But I don't know if he
Uh,
would end it that. It depends because if Wanda actually because if Vision went into the fight, then Wanda would have to, and then you saw what
right.
happened. Yeah, like when they were in the mansion, and then
No,
Wanda
but
slammed
supposedly
that.
Vision like was saying that he let her do that because he doesn't want to hurt her. Like I think
Yeah, but
if Vision
well,
was like
Well,
untethered, he would have been
remember,
like,
Vision did say that he doesn't fully understand the comprehensions of the crystal, so I don't
"That's
think he
true,
has full understanding of his powers.
that's true, dude."
Plus, who thinks Vision is probably gonna die?
yeah, no,
but
he's
I
dying
hope
for
he doesn't
sure.
die. God damn it!
He's dying.
Honestly,
What
I
you
actually
mean?
love how they made
Well,
Jarvis
well, well,
Vision, man.
he has to die. Remember, the Infinity Fragment, Thanos needs that shit.
Hold up, do you think that they're gonna? Okay, you know how in the original Marvel comics they said that Vision and Scarlet Witch, I almost said Scarlett Johansson, Scarlet Witch had like a romance going for them, but like a lot of Marvel fans hated that. Do you think they're actually gonna pull that off in this film?
I didn't
I
even
think
know. I didn't even know that in the comics. I didn't even know that.
I've heard that they do have a relationship in the comics, but I don't know if they'll do it like they might do it in the eventually, like eventually, especially when like Vision dies, because that's especially gonna be like a big thing. But in the movie, they kind of hint at it, but at the same time, they kind of didn't. It's kind of like I talked with my friends, right? And he was like, "Why weren't like the relationship stated?" And I was like, "Well, maybe it's because that they didn't really want to show him as like a potential relationship type thing. It was just like a hint, like something might happen. Like
So
y'all
maybe
understand
they're
what I
kind
mean?
of teasing.
Yeah, like you could interpret it as like, oh, they might be in love, or oh, they might just be like really good friends. Like it's basically like a cocktease.
Yeah.
Yeah, like Desert Slave.
Wait,
Also,
can
by the
Vision
way,
even
what are your thoughts on? You go. You go.
can Vision even like mate?
We don't
Well,
know.
Probably not.
uh,
Probably not.
well, technically, in the comics, he's supposed to be like a living cyborg entity.
Right.
Like he's alive, but he's a robot. It's kind of like a.
It's up in
Uh,
the air right now.
yeah.
Yeah, we
Also,
don't
by the
really
way,
know.
Anyway,
what do you think of the Russo brothers wanting? They said that they want Deadpool to be in their films. What do you think about that?
Oh, I would be 100% for it, but it's kind of weird how they would integrate it though. They got to do it just right, you know?
If it's not rated R, it's probably not gonna work.
Yeah, I would love
hell
to see that.
yeah.
But
If
hold
it's
up a
not
second.
rated R, it's not gonna work.
It's kind of going to be weird because when you think about it, Deadpool said that he lives in the universe of the X-Men. But like if he lives primarily in that universe, how is he going to go to the Avengers?
They'll probably like bring the rights in or something. Like what? Like if they bring in Wolverine, then Deadpool will eventually show up. Like they would have to bring Deadpool in. And like
Also, P.S. They have to do. They have. I still got Hugh Jackman and Ryan Reynolds have to be Wolverine and Deadpool in the movie. They have to do it at least one time. At least
Yes.
one.
Oh my
At least.
God,
At least.
please.
Yes. At least one scene. That's all I'm asking. One scene. Of those
Please,
two
man.
together.
I don't. It's hard. You know what I'm saying, man? Like he's getting there. So I mean, they could pull out like at least maybe one scene, but I don't
They
know.
could they could do it in Old Man Logan.
Yeah.
They
Dude,
could.
I would
They could.
honestly.
They could bring Ryan Reynolds to the old Matt Logan. They could. That'll work. That'll work.
Am I the only one
Wait,
who would play? I mean, hold up. Hold up.
It'd
You
be
guys
kind
don't
of.
want to know something interesting? This is getting
Uh,
off topic. But did you know that Deadpool is actually sexually attracted to unicorns?
Deadpool's
That that
pansexual.
that's literally just for comedy. That's just to fuck around.
Yeah.
No. In
Well,
the actual comics too.
no.
No,
Deadpool's
no,
actually
no, no, no.
pansexual.
In the comics, he's straight. He has a fucking wife.
He
Dude,
does
no.
in the
He's
comics.
actually no. He actually, literally, Deadpool was actually said to be like pansexual. He will fuck anything.
Really?
That's a misconception because of his insanity. Dude, Deadpool says a lot of random shit that doesn't make sense.
Oh well, I
Hold up,
thought
hold
that.
up.
Well, I don't read
But he's
Deadpool
not
comics. I just
pansexual
assumed that they were right.
because one in the comics he's never fucked a guy. He's never fucked anything that hasn't been a woman. I can name you all the women he's slept with, and not one of them is a guy. And I checked.
Okay, I see.
What, you'd
Doesn't
be
he have
pissed
a
off
daughter
if he
too?
was gay?
Say what?
Wait, would you be pissed off if you actually was gay? Like, they decided to go with that, like make him
No,
pansexual?
no, no. I really wouldn't mind if he was gay, but I'm just saying he's not. He's in the comics. He's not, and I just don't want him to be
I'm pretty
given
sure
some.
that he was though. Like, I'm pretty sure, but I'm not sure. I'm like 70% sure. 70% sure.
Nigga, I've read every single Deadpool comic that is known to existence. Hasn't shown any sexual attraction to a man.
I mean, they would have mentioned it in like a. Wasn't he in one of the Death Battle videos?
Yeah, because like, hold up a second. Oh yeah, IGN was doing like a top 10 facts about Deadpool, and that came up. That's what I got.
His sexuality.
Yeah, his
Who
sexuality.
the fuck trusts IGN these days? The fuck trusts
IGN, and same with what's it called? Nerdist News.
Yes, IGN. Yes, IGN, the same company that gives Call of Duty a 10 and 10 every fucking release.
That's true. That is very true.
What about Nerdist? Nerdist you can trust. I think you can trust Nerdist.
That's very true. I don't trust IGN that much unless it's like a theory that they heard, and even
Wait.
then I kind of just ignore it. But
Doesn't Deadpool actually have a daughter?
Yeah, he
Yeah,
has
it
a daughter.
does, but that doesn't mean he's not gay. That doesn't mean he can't be pan.
I figured he.
But I'm saying,
I swear to
but I'm
God,
saying,
I heard that
but
he
I'm
was.
telling you,
I swear to
in the
God.
comics, he has not. He doesn't. He's not that. He's not that. That's probably something they added for the film, but in the comics, he's not like that.
Okay. Oh yeah, because I remember
I think it's
because
just a gag.
I was reading the weekend after Civil War came, no, not Civil War, Deadpool came out, and it was like, oh yeah, Deadpool's the first pansexual character in like the Fox universe type thing, and so I was like, oh, so he's
Exactly.
pansexual. Yeah. So now, okay, yeah, so they're just doing it just to make a character not straight. Okay.
It could just be
Yeah,
for a
yeah,
gag
exactly,
too.
exactly. Because yeah, exactly. So in this version, he is pansexual, which is not really a problem. I don't really give a fuck. But in the comics, he's not. He's straight. He has a fucking
Okay.
daughter. He slept with them. He slept with a lot of chicks. He's fucking married, for God's sakes.
Yeah, okay, I see. All right. Yeah. So, getting back to Civil War, I want to know what y'all felt about like Zemo as a villain. Like, what was like? Do y'all hate Zemo? Do y'all like Zemo, or do you just like you're just mad about him?
Dude, I'll be fucking honest with dude. I'll be fucking honest with you. I didn't know who he was until after the film. Like,
Oh, I knew who Zemo
like,
was, but I felt like
I found out on literally a fucking facts video about Civil War. That's how I found out who he was. I didn't know that was Baron Zemo. And
I actually knew who he was, but I didn't really like pay attention to him that much. Like, I knew somewhat about him, like the Masters of Evil and stuff like that.
no, but it's just like I felt like it was kind of okay. Like I felt like they completely changed the character. You know, like originally.
oh shit.
Of course
Anyway,
they did.
No, of course, but like I feel like did they really have to? You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
because like, well, I'm assuming this because I don't know that much about him really, but I'm assuming they would have to really change him because it would have to fit with the Civil War storyline that they were trying to create, which is about the Soviet Accords and why the fuck he was even doing all these things in the first place. So they would have to change him. Like, we didn't even see him because I know that Baron Zemo wears like a purple uniform and has a sword, which is kind of weird, but he has like that, but he didn't have it in the movie. So maybe later on, if he's showing up again, he'll have like the actual suit. But yeah, they had to change him. They had to.
Yeah, but I feel like he's not gonna show up again. I feel like he's probably just gonna be like, probably gonna kill himself later or something like that. Because he tried doing it once.
I feel like he'll be important later. He might be. I feel like he will.
What the
Yeah.
fuck?
He just
Yeah, he'll be
Zemo was
important
actually a
later
part of
because
Hydra.
yeah, he'll definitely be important later because if that was just his purpose, he would have the directors would have just let him go kill himself.
yeah. Like
They
remember
probably,
the scene?
they probably would have made Black Panther walk away from him, and then as he's putting his gun, he shoots him, but it's off screen.
Yeah. Like yeah, that exact scene. Remember when like he was about to kill himself because he now like finished his mission, and then Black Panther stopped him. It was like, you're not gonna die today. You're gonna face trial for your crimes. And then like basically they're not gonna. I feel like they're gonna introduce him for important stuff later on. Like maybe I won't say in the next It might not be in the next Avengers film, but it will be like another solo film with one of the characters. Maybe like
Wouldn't he
I don't
be in
know.
the another Captain America movie if that's the case?
There's no
Yeah, but I
more.
don't think there's no more at this point. I'm pretty sure like it's ended, like this, like the trilogy. But maybe they'll have a Cap movie or something like that. If they do, then which actually will make sense because Zemo and Cap are kind of enemies. So
Right.
Yeah, honestly though, like yeah, they really did revamp the character completely. I liked it, but I'm just saying, like, do they have to? Like, that's what I'm trying to figure out.
For
Like,
the, well, they have to change it to so that it fits into the world, it fits into the storyline. So in some ways, yeah, they kind of had to change it so that it makes sense in the
no,
universe.
but I'm saying, could they like have stuck him with Hydra somehow? You know, because like in the comics he's with Hydra, but here he's just like, I don't
oh,
give a
you're
fuck.
saying like yeah, because he did kill that former Hydra agent, so he's not really with Hydra at all. Actually, he's just like out for revenge.
Like
I,
chaotic
I,
events.
I don't think he is with Hydra in the comics either. He's just like he's his own guy. He has his own organization. He has his own motivations.
Yeah,
Because he was
I
like
feel like
in the original comics he was actually like a Baron within World War II, and he was actually with the Axis powers, and he later on joined Hydra.
so. What they could do with Zemo is they bring him in. Maybe I doubt they'll do another Captain America movie, but if it actually
Yeah, he
occurs,
is the leader of Hydra. He actually became the leader
yeah,
after Red
they
Skull.
they could be like someone that like revives Hydra and then Zemo comes back, or it could be like Zemo brings back not brings back brings up the Masters of Evil like they form for some reason.
He could be, just thinking about it. Maybe I've been thinking about this for a while. Like maybe Red Skull comes back and and he decides to team up with Zemo.
That'd be some shit. I'd watch that. That'd be some shit.
Because honestly, I don't think Skull's dead. He's definitely not dead. There's no way in
I feel
hell Skull's dead.
I feel like he well I feel like he is because they kind of it's like when you saw the first Avenger, it's kind of implied that he kicked the bucket. Like he's fucking gone. Like there's no reason to
No,
like
but
bring
like
him
that
back.
whole entire light show in the sky. After all, the Tesseract is the Space Stone. We know that.
Yeah, right, right.
Yeah, and it just and like that beam of light looked exactly like what's it called? Like when Heimdall always teleports people and shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, it looked exactly like that.
So are you saying like eventually who like the Tesseract will be used to like revive him or something?
No, no, no. I'm saying that he's still alive somewhere in the galaxy. We
Oh,
just don't
okay.
know where the hell he is.
Okay, so that's what you were thinking. All right, yeah. Well, my thoughts on Zemo were at first I kind of didn't really see the reason to bring him in because like he's not gonna be that big. Like this film is focusing on Cap versus Iron Man,
Yeah,
and so like to bring Zemo in is like you really wouldn't be doing much with him. But at the same time, I do like the fact that even though he was only really brought to bring Iron Man and Captain America to fight each other, he had like his own agenda which tied into the whole theme of the Avengers needing to be like put in check. And the fact that he was brought in and then he also had all these plans. He didn't even fight once. He like pretty much outsmarted all the Avengers and made them fight each other. And he succeeded. Like it's not like with the other movies where all like most of the other villains failed. He succeeded in his fucking mission. Like the Avengers are split off now. You have Cap, where he basically at the end of the movie he rescued the other Avengers, including Scott Lang, Ant Man, and Hawkeye and stuff, and now they're being their own secret group. While at the same time you have the other Avengers side with Tony, War Machine, and Vision, and possibly even Spider-Man, because now,
and I
well,
think Black Panther's kind of like in the middle of it.
yeah, Black Panther's like he's not really on either side. He's just trying to help out, Bucky because what happened. But I'm trying to say that like what Zemo did was incredibly smart, where it's basically two groups of Avengers. It's the government funded Avengers with Tony, War Machine, Vision, possibly Spider-Man in the future,
Yo, I
Huh?
think I had an epiphany, bros.
You all right?
No, like an epiphany, like a realization at something.
Oh, yeah, yeah. Go ahead. Sorry. I was like, wait,
Okay.
hold
I'm
on.
just gonna say this really quick. I think that the way that they did Zemo was just to burn DC any further, and let me explain why. Take a look at what happened with Batman v Superman. The main villain is who brought everybody together to fight each other. They pulled that same shit with Civil War. I think just to piss off DC even further.
I mean, to be honest, they really really have a reason to, because it's like they are, DC would already kind of be pissed off, but yeah,
Marvel
No,
could
come
have
on,
did
tell me
it.
you wouldn't want to rub it in their face.
I mean you they could, but they've already kind of done that. So I mean, like, but no, like I was saying before, because like yeah, fuck Batman versus Superman. That's like talk for another time. Maybe we'll talk about it later in the stream. I guess if we want to. But so the way I see it, yeah, he just pretty much just split up the Avengers, and now at this point, there's still a conflict between them. They haven't resolved anything. Like there's still a conflict between the Avengers team, which will, of course, that'll be fixed by Infinity War. But Zemo completely finished his mission, and he's still alive. Like I have to give Zemo credit. He's actually a good villain. Like when you look at the Captain America movies and even the Avenger movies, there hasn't really been that many great villains. Like besides Loki, Zemo, who else? Thanos is gonna be amazing, but he's in the future.
And no,
Hold
so
up, hold up, hold up, hold up, hold up. What about no, not Ironmonger. Ironmonger. Let me
fuck him.
see.
He ain't shit. No, no, no. I'm not putting him up
Oh
there
wait, I
like
got a
Loki.
good
Fuck
one. The Mandarin. The Mandarin's a great one.
no. Fuck the
I'm
Mandarin.
fucking around here, and
No,
I'm obviously not the Mandarin.
I'm about to say, don't do that. That
No,
one
I'm just
shot
fucking
was like
around.
bullshit.
I'm
And
fucking around
that,
here.
like, okay,
No, but if
yeah,
I
like that
want to
one.
actually be serious, what about? Hold up a second. What about Red Skull? Red Skull was pretty good.
Red Skull was okay. I liked him, but I didn't mean. I mean, I can't. I don't know if I can put him on this level as like Loki. That's kind of Loki's like the best so far that we've ever seen, honestly. And I haven't seen like all the Thor films, so like even yeah, he's leagues better than Destroyer. He's leagues better than Destroyer. Destroyer was like lame. Like he was cool kind of because like only Thor could really beat him. But yeah, like really, then this Ironmonger, nah, fuck him. What Ronan the Accuser? He was kind of a bitch.
I was gonna say Ronin in the beginning, but I kind of felt like I'm not sure.
Nah. He was kind of a bitch. I'll see Guardians. He's kind of a bitch.
Hold up, let me see. I'm trying to think. Like in all of these films, hold up. Wait, we're just talking Marvel main cinematic universe, correct?
Yeah.
Okay. Let's see.
Because if we're
This is
talking
actually tough.
comics, obviously Doom.
No. That's not what I was gonna say. I was gonna bring in Apocalypse for a moment.
Nah. I'm talking about like just with the main Marvel cinematic universe.
Okay. How about what's his name? Is it Yellow Jacket or is it it's Yellow Jacket, right?
Yellow
Oh, from
Jacket.
Ant-Man. I haven't seen Ant-Man. I can't tell you. I'll leave it
Shit,
there.
I didn't see that
I,
movie. God damn.
I watched the film. It was awesome. But Yellow Jacket, he was pretty much your typical cliche villain. There was really nothing much to him. So I
Yeah.
wouldn't really say him.
Okay,
Yeah.
this is actually more difficult than I thought it would be. Huh.
Loki Master Race. The
Damn, this
only
is.
the only person that is like close is like Zemo. Zemo didn't even do shit. He just playing. That's pretty much it. It's kind of sad too.
So far, Zemo and Loki, best villains in the Marvel Cinematic Universe.
Yeah, pretty much. So
Yeah.
like, it's just
Yeah, I
that's just
got
how it is.
nothing, man. I got nothing. I'm trying to. This is. Damn, I do. I got nothing. Because
Like
hold up.
even
No, wait. No. No, I was gonna say Abomination for a moment, but nah. Fuck that shit. Fuck that.
no, oh, hell no.
Hell no.
No, Abomination was exactly how his name is sounded. Like his name is like spelled Abomination. Fuck him. He's lame. Nigga, like, no. Like, the fight was cool. Don't get me wrong. The fight between him and the Hulk was cool. But,
That
no.
movie, that
Fuck
movie's
that.
wait.
Will Jared Leto deliver as the Joker though?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Like,
Like, we better pray that Suicide Squad does well. But getting back, but hold up a second. What a this is really difficult. Wow. When you look at it, their villains aren't great. Damn.
exactly. The only good villains are Zemo and Loki. Loki's superior to
The only,
Zemo.
hold up. What about okay? What's his name? Okay, had they not made the Mandarin the main villain, what do you think about what's his name? Shit. What's his name? The guy who made the Extremis virus.
Extremis
Who?
verse.
Aldrich?
Yeah, Aldrich. Do you think Aldrich would have been a good villain?
I mean, he would have
Man,
been. Yeah, he would have been kind of meh, honestly. The real Mandarin should have been the fucking villain.
Yeah, I'm just glad they remedied that.
I think that would have
That
made
shit's
Iron
not
Man
even
3
remedied.
probably the best one.
They should
No,
have that shit wasn't remedied. They put a band-aid over that shit. They didn't use any like fucking antibiotics. They put a band-aid and then they put glue over that shit with that fucking
yo,
shot.
better a Band-Aid than nothing at all, man. Like, at least, like, we may have Iron Man 4. Now, but wait, the current
I
theory goes
mean,
like this here. Here's the thing, though. People are saying that, okay, Doctor Strange has one of the Infinity Stones, and the Mandarin has the last stone.
and so you're saying to close it out, they have Iron Man 4, and then he comes in, he comes in, and then he grabs the last stone or something, like something happens, and Mandarin loses his stone, and so that's a good way to end the Iron Man, well, I guess movie series.
That would
Yeah, like,
suck.
by the way, what do you guys think about Doctor Strange? What do you think? How good would the film be?
I actually don't have any like real. I don't know it that
You
much about Doctor Strange. I really don't.
you have Benedict Cumberbatch.
Exactly.
That's true. That's true.
Like
They do have him.
that's
So
that's all I really have to say. Like,
but people
Was
are
that,
pissed off
was that,
about
was
Tilda Swinton playing the Ancient One.
that, I really couldn't give a fuck anymore. Yeah.
See, why?
isn't that?
This is really confusing here. People wouldn't give a fuck about that, but when they bring up the whole entire Scarlett Johansson as Mikoto, people go fucking nuts. But it's just, I don't know. I feel like, it's weird when we think about this shit, but I'm getting off topic.
Nah. I mean, we can continue with that like for a little bit. So like, ain't the Ancient One a dude? I thought it was a dude.
Ancient One is a dude, and he's also Asian. He's Tibetan.
Okay. I
But apparently,
mean,
but
I'm not mad
apparently,
about it
but,
because I don't
but,
know.
but in the movie, he's a woman and not Asian.
No, I think what they're
Yeah.
doing is like what they did with, you guys ever see the original Constantine film with Keanu
yeah,
Reeves?
yeah, I
Yeah.
saw it.
Yeah, I've heard
Yeah,
about it.
Tilda
Yeah.
Swinton was in that one. I think that's what they're doing. Like, I
I,
honestly, when I first saw Tilda Swinton in that movie, I thought that Tilda Swinton was a man. I honest to God that was a man. So I think that's what they're trying to do. Like, she's got range. That's why they're bringing her in.
No, I think it's probably because of feminists, but
yeah, probably.
Oh, just to
No,
please the feminazis.
I'm
yeah.
not sure. No, if
P.S.
they want,
Feminazis suck my.
and it could
All right,
also
let's
be like they're gonna
not.
say that the Ancient One really has no gender because like he's just that fucking perfect, you know?
So he's literally God.
Kinda, I guess, or a demigod at least, or like almost a near god-like being.
He's like a
So I don't see why
minor
the
god,
gender
like
thing
a deity.
matters.
Well, you know what I'm saying? Like often, like he's just beyond comprehension. So like he doesn't have a gender. You know what I'm saying? That's where
Yeah.
I think they may go for that shit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
At the end
Yeah.
of the day, the gender doesn't really matter if that's the case.
Yeah, but honestly, I wouldn't get. But I honestly don't care. Like I think she could pull it off because she did well as Gabriel in Constantine. I love that Constantine movie. And if she does that, what brings that to the table, but in a lighter tone, I think she's basically like, she sets the movie up for complete success. But yeah, like I said before, though,
am I the only one that finds it a little bit weird listening to Benedict without a British accent?
Yeah,
no,
that's
I've heard
so
him.
weird, man.
Sounds
Honestly,
pretty
the
funny.
first time I heard him in the trailer, I didn't think that was Benedict. Like when they were doing like the opening, they were saying, and when he was saying, "Oh, I don't believe in chakras." You know who I thought that was?
Who?
Ooh,
I thought that was like the guy who plays Daredevil.
the fuck?
And the
He looks
Netflix
nothing
series
like him.
What?
Looks
from
nothing
the
like
net.
him.
The
Wait,
No,
fuck
no,
wait,
no,
wait.
no, no. The sound of the voice. The sound of the voice. It was just a
Oh,
voiceover.
oh. I'm about to say. I was wait. Hold on. Wait. He looks nothing like him. Like at
No, I was
all.
talking about the voice. The voice. The voice. When he
Yeah.
says, "I don't believe in the power of chakras and all that shit."
I don't believe the power in the chakras.
Yeah.
It was like it's like you could tell that Benedict's not exactly that comfortable without the accent, but he's trying.
He's trying
Yeah.
pretty hard.
I mean,
I
yeah,
was
I've
the
Because,
already
first
heard
to
him with
say
an American accent.
because
He
like
seems-
if you know Benedict, you know he has a very deep British accent.
Yeah.
Yeah,
He
yeah.
does.
No,
He
I've already
does.
heard him with an
He
American
does.
accent. Like every time he does an American accent,
I've heard him a few
from New
times.
York.
I've heard him a few times. It's pretty thick. It's pretty.
What's that one Johnny Depp movie that he was in?
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
Black Mass. Yeah, Black Mass. But at the same time, he was also doing an accent. Even then, but he was still doing an accent with that
He was
voice.
doing a Boston accent.
He was doing like a South Bronx accent.
No, it was Boston, I think.
Yeah, Boston.
It's Boston.
I'm from Boston.
Yeah,
Boston.
Boston.
That
Boston.
kind of
around that
reminds me of
time.
like.
Wait,
That kind of reminds me of like how they have like Spider-Man like being portrayed as like a British actor, but like he actually did like the accent pretty well.
Out of all the actors, Spider-Man's only been portrayed by one American. Wait, is Tobey Maguire? Is he American?
Yeah,
wait,
he
Toby.
is.
Wait, what are you talking about? Toby and
Maguire.
Andrew are American.
No, Andrew Garfield. I don't think he's American. I think he's
No,
British.
he's British.
No,
Andrew's
he-
British.
But no, Andrew Garfield is American.
No, Andrew Garfield. I'm pretty sure is British.
He has
No,
a
he's
British
no,
accent.
no. He's American. I saw a Comic-Con panel with him.
He's
He
a
was
British
speaking.
American actor.
Yeah, he is. Like I shit you not. Like he has a British accent. I've heard it.
The fuck?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You never realized that?
No, it's just that when I heard him talk, and outside of films, he has a pretty normal American accent. Yes, he speaks some.
He's British. You didn't
The
know that?
fuck?
He must. Hold up. I swear he's British. He's a British actor. I swear.
Yeah, I'm looking at it
Like,
right now. British American.
Yeah. I've heard his accent before too. Like that's how I know like he has a pretty good American accent. Cause hold on.
Born in Los Angeles, California. So technically,
He's
This is a tough call
technically
here.
technically he was born there, but I don't know if
but
he's.
he was raised in Britain.
He was raised in a British household, so it's like
Yeah.
his mom is British and he was raised British.
Yeah.
Yeah, he even studied it. He studied like. Okay, here's the thing though. He went to a British school he actually went to a British school, like a British private school.
Wait, but how is there a British? Wait, so did he go to Britain and go to school there, or did he?
Yeah, he eventually went to school in Britain.
Oh,
How long?
Most of his life actually. Like after that, he started working in what's it called? He went to the Central School of Speech and Drama. So yeah. Oh
So
shit!
he
He
was
actually
born-
did his debut in Doctor Who in 2005.
so he was born in America, but he moved to Britain to go to school there, and then came back for after his acting career started. Okay.
Whoa.
Honestly, Tom Holland, like he's in a few movies, but he's like relatively like unknown.
No.
Like it's kind of crazy actually. Now I think about it. Like I follow him on Instagram. Like I found his Instagram and I started following it. Like it's movies I haven't even heard of before.
Yeah, he's relatively new.
Yeah. he's like this. I'm happy that like I guess now that he's Spider-Man, he's about to be like Spider-Man for like a long ass time, like a long time. He's
Hey,
also the
a
youngest.
question for you guys. Question for you guys. So far, from all the actors in the Marvel Cinematic Universe, who's the one actor you're surprised is a superhero in the universe, like, or surprised that he's in these series of films in general? Who was like the one that really shocked you?
The one that really shocked me. That's a superhero. I gotta say, damn. I kind of gotta say, I was really surprised with the Hulk because after what happened with the first, like with the first dude that played Hulk, I was expecting him to be like the to portray him later on in the Marvel Cinematic Universe.
Yeah. Edward Norton.
Yeah, yeah. Like Desert left. All right, so yeah, like he left for some reason I forgot, and then they brought up Mark Ruffalo, and I was like, who the fuck is this? Like, and they
Yeah, I
said,
was
oh,
like,
he's the Hulk.
yeah. What happened was Edward Norton was having contract dispute with Marvel because Edward Norton wanted his character to have more screen time. But Marvel
Yeah,
was like, that's not the plans that we have for Hulk. And so Edward was like, well, I'm not going to portray him because I want more screen time. And you know how
yeah,
Hulk doesn't exactly have that much main screen time. And also he got replaced with Mark.
yeah.
But the
Damn.
one that, for me, the one that really shocked me, that is actually a superhero, is Ant-Man. I think his name is, what's his name again?
Paul Rudd. Paul Rudd.
Paul Rudd. Paul Rudd was the
Yeah.
one that shot me the most because I've known him from other stuff like comedies and you know all that stuff, and he never really struck me like a guy who would be in a superhero film. And when he was announced for Ant-Man, I was like, really? I honestly thought that he was not going to work in it, but when I saw the film, I was like, God damn, he's awesome. But so,
Yeah, he's a pretty good Ant-Man. Like, I guess I kind of felt the same way too, but I didn't really because I haven't seen Ant-Man yet. Like, I wouldn't really know. Like, shit. Like, honestly, if it's not him, then it's not Mark Ruffalo. It would probably, other than that, would be. Nah, I knew Thor. I knew like Chris Hemsworth looks like a fucking superhero. He looks like someone who'd be a superhero. Um. Oh, what's his name? Star Lord in Guardians of the Galaxy. Chris Pratt. Yeah, Chris Pratt. I had no idea that he was even like considering a superhero film. Like, I didn't even think he was gonna be a superhero. Like, I heard about him before, but then when I heard like Guardians was coming out, oh, he's gonna portray Star Lord. I'm like, wait, what?
I think that really shocked a lot of people because before that he was fat as hell.
Yes, dude. Did you not? Oh my God, he was.
Yeah,
He
I
was
saw the
like
TV show he was in.
overweight.
Yeah, I saw the TV show. That dude was fucking fat. And when apparently he was signed in for Rise of the Galaxy, that dude went on a huge diet.
Yeah, he fucking shredded weight like a like. I saw him in like one of the trailers. After I saw him looking fat, I was like, God damn! Like, you go from looking like looking like Wreck-It Ralph to Batman real fucking quick. I was like, holy shit! I was like, damn, he wasn't playing. Yeah. Also, it was weird how like Vin Diesel was voicing Groot. I never knew that until after I saw the film.
Yeah, I was like,
Like,
I would say that the entire cast of Guardians of the Galaxy shot me. I mean, you got
yeah,
Batista, a fucking a wrestler. You got Chris Pratt, who was pretty much known just a comedy relief fat guy. You got
yeah.
Bradley Cooper. You got
Who
and
voiced Rocket?
voicing a fucking raccoon, and Vin Diesel just saying, "I am Groot."
Like, Vin Diesel wasn't even in the fucking movie. Like, he was voicing the dude. Like, I was so fucking shocked. I was like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
The only one that like kind of makes sense was Gamora, but that's just her. Everyone else, I was just like, this is the weirdest fucking cast I've ever seen.
And
And it worked
and
out too.
yeah, and what happened? It was fucking awesome.
Yeah, exactly. It was like amazing. Ah, shit. Yeah. All right, but let's get back to Civil War real quick. So this is the question I kind of had in my mind for like a while now, and it is, so how do you? And I wish Denzel was here because he probably will talk about this a good bit. How do y'all feel about the whole Tony Stark situation where his parents had died? His parents were killed by Bucky, right? And so when he found out, he was livid. He was so fucking mad. And so I need water too. Uh, and so he was so livid about it that he started fighting Bucky. How do y'all feel about how do you feel about Cap's apology of sorts? Because he did apologize to Tony later. Like, how do you feel about the whole thing overall with like Cap keeping the secret or the possible suspicion about what happened to Tony's parents? How do y'all feel about that, really?
Well, when well, first of all, with the whole situation, when I saw it, I was like, when Zemo played that video cassette, I was like, what? I was like, what the hell? And but then it goes back to the beginning of the film, and then you start thinking and you start connecting the dots. You start connecting the hints throughout it, and when you see it, you're like, it all makes sense. And plus, him just it was I would say it was something that was like, it made sense, but it was still fucking shocking, and it was just so fucking brutal. Like I don't think there was a single person in that theater that expected that. Almost everyone in my theater when I went to watch it was literally gasping, like, oh my god.
Yeah, I was the same way. I actually, when I watched the movie, I watched it with my siblings, and I was just sitting there looking, and I was like, wait, why is he playing a fucking video? And it was like December 16th, 1991. I was like, okay, yeah, I figured that's what he was looking for. Yeah, I thought about it, and I was like, wait. And then like Tony was like, oh shit, I know that road, and I'm like, no. I was like, I wasn't ready, yo. I was like, wait, hold up, wait. I had to pause like the video because I didn't watch it in video the theaters. I didn't have time. Um, I paused like the video. I was like, wait, we can't watch this anymore. She was like, why? I'm like, I'm about to like get in my feelings real quick. And then like when you see Bucky kill like Tony's parents, it's just like nigga slams like Howard's like head into like the car door like fucking I don't even know how many times, like what, 3 times or 4 times and shit. I'm like, Jesus, man, like,
Yeah.
and then he goes
And
and
then
he
he
looks into the
and then choking.
yeah, choking his mom, and I'm like, oh my god, shit, I'm still kind of sick. Yeah, but I'm just like, I was so upset with that whole entire scene that to me, when Cap acted like so nonchalant, Cap didn't act no nonchalant. He did feel bad, but what happened that I saw that I was mad about was that he still tried to stop Tony from killing Bucky, and he still like even afterwards he was like, "I'm sorry I had to do that, but I wanted to protect you from the truth." And I'm like, "But you could have at least waited. Like you didn't have to wait. You could have at least told them before all this happened, and that way there wouldn't really be like a fight between the two of you." Like, well, there would still
Yeah,
be a
but
fight, but there was
you also got to realize, had he had told them in the beginning, that would only have made Tony Stark dead set into killing him. That only would have made Tony like dead set into killing him. That would have made Tony
that's true.
like I'm gonna kill this motherfucker. I don't give a shit. I'm gonna kill him. There's nothing anyone
Right,
can say to stop me. But
right,
because at least without knowing that knowledge, at least Tony was more willing to bring him in, not kill him.
right, right. Yeah, because then Tony was holding back, so he wasn't really like set on like taking him out. I see what you mean. Yeah, it's just that like I feel like because of how much Tony and Cap have been through, I feel like Cap kind of did like him dirty, and I feel like as if he really like hurt him. Like, especially when he was like, "I'm sorry, Cap, but Bucky's my friend, and I have to do this for him." And then Tony was like, "Well, so was I." And I'm like, "Yeah, like they were friends. They may not necessarily have been best buddies, but they were still like good allies, good friends, and stuff like that." And so, like, to
Yeah,
me,
but also,
I felt
yeah,
that's
but also remember, yeah, but it also you also remember Bucky and Steve have been through practically everything together growing up. Remember, Bucky protected him from bullies. He was with Steve during his whole parents' death. He was with him
right,
during the army during war.
right,
So
uh
so there's
huh,
really no denying that Bucky and Steve have a connection that obviously surpasses Steve and Tony. I get what you're saying, but the
yeah,
connection
right,
that Bucky and Steve have is something more immense. So I understand why Cap would be that loyal to protect him. Like, and you also got to remember, Bucky's the only one Tony has left from his old life. Everybody that
yeah,
Tony knew is dead, and Bucky's the only one he's got because
right,
Carter died.
yeah.
Carter
Cardi died
died.
in the movie. Yeah,
She was the last person Tony Steve knew from that time, and even then she was sick. She was losing memory. She wasn't remembering stuff, and that was painful for him because he knew he was losing the last person in his life.
right,
And now Bucky, he finds out Bucky is alive, and he wants to protect him. He wants to save him.
right. Yeah, that's true. I did understand. Like, one of the things that I did when I changed sides was when I changed sides, I didn't really completely disagree with what Cap was saying, and I even like gave some insight to other people that were like on Team Iron Man. Like, hey, I understand that y'all don't like the fact that Cap did this, but here's why. And so I explained to them, for me, because of what happened, you can't really blame Cap entirely for how he felt. Like, basically, in the entire movie, everyone was wanting something, and everyone wanted that something so much so where they were willing to fight for it, fight for their lives, even like risk their own lives to do so. Like, Tony was fighting for the fact that he had to avenge his parents because they were killed by the same man that Cap had once been friends with. Cap was fighting for Bucky because he didn't like the fact that people were antagonizing him, even though Bucky didn't really have Bucky didn't really have full control over his body at the time. He was brainwashed. Like, there was nothing people could do. Then you had the other Avengers. They were always backing up these two characters, and they had their own personal reasons as well. And so, like, the entire movie, basically overall, what the Russo brothers did that I loved so much was they basically portrayed all these characters, and they gave them all really selfish reasons, like at certain points, but it all made sense, and it all was something that you could agree on. Like, you may not necessarily fully agree with what Cap says or what Iron Man says. Of course, yeah, that's the whole reason why it's Team Cap or Team Iron Man. But you understand how these characters felt, and you
Basically,
know this, and that's why you still resonate with the character. You still like him. Go ahead.
exactly. It's like the film did great in making these characters feel like people. They don't feel
Yeah,
like they don't feel like a character written in a book or a character written solely for a TV show. They feel like people. They feel like actual people that have to make a choice, and the
right.
consequences will affect them. Like like it feels like actual people. Like, what would you do in that situation? You would make a choice, but you would also know that that choice will have a negative effect.
Right, right, exactly. I see. I just see what you mean. Yeah. So like that was just one of the things I loved most about the film, and that's why I feel like as if with that's why I feel like as if out of all the trilogies, Captain America by far surpasses like the Iron Man trilogy, and even I can't say the Thor trilogy yet because we still haven't seen Ragnarok, but Captain America so far has hit home because it hits your emotions and it makes you feel conflicted about certain events, like how Cap feels about what's going on around him, and how now, especially because Civil War is such a big movie, even in the Cap trilogy, because it brings in the Avengers, it brings in new characters that are gonna have solo movies that are on. It brings in stuff that's going to be important later for Infinity War, and it's the only Marvel Cinematic Universe movie so far that brings in pretty much everything. Like it's the start of basically where shit goes down, and so that's why I like Captain America so much in terms of like as a trilogy because his movies. I won't say they replaced Iron Man, but I will say that they did do what Iron Man also did very well, where they brought in everyone together and they basically what's the word I'm looking for? They basically like fleshed them out and then sent them out to do their own thing. Because once Civil War happens, that's when the entire universe itself changes. But yeah, that's just how I felt. Tony, how did you feel about the situation with Bucky and his parents, and basically like the
Bucky and
why Cap lied?
Bucky and Tony's parents.
Yeah, like how like Bucky
You
killed
guys
his
keep going. I'll be
parents.
right back.
Yeah,
Yeah.
sure.
I'm not sure how I would go about that situation of how this friend of mine that's protected me through like thick and thin has even like uh gone on the battlefield with me during the war. What was it? He went through World War One and World War Two, right?
Nah, well, in the cinematic universe, he only went through like just World War II for the most
Okay,
part. I think, yeah, yeah, he did.
but I don't know. That's too hard to even like come to grips with.
Yeah,
I'm not sure,
like,
but
yeah, it's a pretty delicate situation. Yeah.
that's I don't really have an answer for it.
Mm,
I still don't.
yeah. Honestly, yeah, my answer is not really. It's not the best answer that I could think of. I could think of like plenty of different answers later on. Like, yeah, this movie brings you and like brings you something like this, like something like this story, and then you can think of like plenty of different answers and solutions that they could have tried, and you could always change your mind. You can always change your mind on which team you're really on. Team Cap or Team Iron Man, and so like that's also one thing I like about it. Like you can change your mind pretty much whose team you're on at any time because they're both right for their own reasons. But yeah, I did
They're
like
also
that
both
with
wrong
the
for their own reasons too.
yeah, they also have their own wrong reasons as well. So there's a lot of stuff that you have to think about when you're trying to pick which team you're on or which team that you support. It's not something that I just like, oh, well, it can be, but it's like, oh, I like Cap because I like Captain America. Fuck, Iron Man is not my favorite superhero. You can do that, but I feel like as if that was it, like the what's up? I feel like Civil War loses its value if you only pick a team with a character that you just like, just because you like
Yeah,
it, not
you have
necessarily
a
because
point on
like
that.
yeah, like there's like it devalues the movie for you because at that
Yeah,
point you're like, oh, well, you know, fuck Iron Man. Like I don't care about what happened to his parents. I just care about the fact that I like Cap more. And so, like I feel like as if you have to go into it with an open mind, and then you have to understand where both characters are coming from.
and then some people don't understand the context of the teams
Right.
and why they were made that way in the movie.
Yeah. Mhm.
So it just like it makes having to choose sides kind of like mundane, I guess.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's
But
my thoughts on that.
yep. So yeah, I guess when Park Guys comes back, we can talk about, well, we can talk about how Civil War and then like Batman versus Superman and how that turned out. But
Oh,
also, yeah, because I guess that could be discussed, kind of. 'Cause I don't
we
want
all
to turn
know
this
who
into a
wins, but
Batman. Yeah, yeah, we all know who wins. I don't want to turn this into like a Batman versus Superman hate, stream, but we
nah.
could, yeah, we could talk about that. But yeah, one of the things that I did like about Iron Man in the movie is because of what happened in Age of Ultron. Iron Man is so distraught at like the stuff that he caused that
Yeah,
he decided that the government might not necessarily be wrong. Maybe they're that we need to be put in check. Like he even made a really good point
analogy.
about what.
Oh yeah.
Well, yeah. Sorry, you go ahead. You go ahead.
Um, well, I was gonna say that they kind of did the same thing in what was it Iron Man 3? I think
Yeah. Well,
with
like what do you mean exactly?
the events that happened after the first Avengers.
Oh, okay, yeah, I see what you mean. Yeah, like
Yeah,
how he went into space and then saved everyone, right?
yeah,
And then
yeah.
like, so now he was like, well, in the movie he just had like PTSD and he was just like getting all fucked up and stuff mentally. Yeah,
Right, yeah.
that was pretty powerful. But I'm saying like Tony, you could feel for Tony in the movie because like part of what part of what made the Sokovia record so important was because Age of Ultron basically like Age of Ultron that made everyone start to realize, oh shit, the Avengers are a problem. Like eventually, like yeah, in the first Avengers movie, you start to like people started to see they're like, oh yeah, these guys are kind of dangerous.
Right,
And then by Winter Soldier, you didn't really see that much. But by Age of Ultron, people started to realize, yeah, these guys are a problem. Like no one tells them what to do.
yeah. Didn't they take
They
like
do
a whole
whatever.
fucking island?
Yeah, like basically like they shit, it's been like a year since the movie. Basically like they like not only did Sokovia get fucked up, but didn't
What happened?
shit. I was gonna say something that like passed my mind. Yeah, but anyways, yeah, like they they just started to realize like people were getting like really worried.
I'm back.
And like yeah, and then like once Ultron like started fucking shit up, they're like, man, like the Avengers, they might be cool and all, but they're starting to really starting to affect like the population. Like people were dying, all that
Right.
shit. Shit, even Quicksilver got killed. And I was like, bad. Like
I thought that was
he like
bad, honestly.
yeah, yeah. Like he got killed off way too quick. But now, poor guys, we were just talking about like how Tony felt like in the entire movie and like how his decision was based off of what he fucked up in Age of Ultron, which is making Ultron in the first place, and so creating the entire conflict that caused the Sokovia record force to happen. Like part of the reason why the government's so worried about the Avengers now is because of Ultron, and because Tony and the Avengers made that happen. Because you know the people that died in the process, even though they saved the day, the Avengers still they caused collateral damage. So I was wondering what your thoughts on that were.
Wait, me or?
Well,
Yeah, I was talking to poor guy.
Oh,
My bad.
okay.
Yeah.
I personally think originally in the comics, you see that in the comics his intentions for the Registration Act is very like they portray him as very hard-headed, very like arrogant, and very demanding of the Registration Act. But in the film, they actually made it more sympathetic. They show that he feels greatly responsible for the tragedies that happened. He feels responsible,
Right.
and I love that scene where you see that lady in the elevator, and he gives him a photo of that kid, of her son, who died, and
Right.
and then a scene later when they're in the Avengers mansion, he starts talking about the kid. Like kid, good future, was there to save people.
Right.
And then I said that he died when we were kicking ass.
Right.
So
Yeah.
so I
So
love that it
there's
portrays
like
him as
picture.
like he's not exactly. So I love the fact that they're portraying this as a way that it's not like Tony is like because he wants control. He's doing it because he truly feels that maybe lives will be more saved if we were more controlled.
Right.
So I was really surprised by the film that it really clarified his intentions, and while I don't necessarily agree with it, I understand where he's coming from. So don't
Right.
don't, don't fully agree with it, but I understand where he's coming from, and I do sympathize with his intentions.
Right. Yeah, we were like me and Tony were just talking. Well, actually, you were there too, but we like just talking before about like how um the movie pretty much made you like feel for both characters and both sides, like Team Iron Man and Team Cap. Which, if you only really pick the teams just because you like certain characters and not because of they why they made those teams in the first place, it kind of devalues the movie for you because you don't really understand the reason as to why you're Team Iron Man or your Team Cap. You're just doing it because you're just following the trend or something like that. Like personally, when I started watching the film, I was Team Captain America. That doesn't mean that I like Captain America more than and Iron Man. I love Iron Man. I love Iron Man more than Captain America. But I felt that Cap was in the right because I feel like the government really shouldn't be trusted that well with that type of control over the Avengers because their hands are the best ones that they've got. Like they are the Earth's primary defense against anything that's out there in the universe, and then against anything that's a secret society wise, like Hydra and like what happened with Crossbones. But I still like Iron Man I still like Iron Man more than I like Captain America. It's just that I understand where Cap is coming from and I can defend him. But at the same time, I switched to Team Iron Man because Cap did fuck up with the whole secret keeping thing. What's up, Ryzen?
What's up?
So, so since you joined in and since you're new, which no, introduce yourself and what team you're on. Yeah, you
Yo,
didn't come in this,
this is Rodney. I was Team Iron Man all the way through.
All right. Yeah. So, how did you feel about what made you stay with Team Iron Man?
Um, all bias aside, because Spider-Man and Black Panther was on his team.
Right.
I was kind of with him because Tony was owning up to the mistakes he did. Like he admitted that he messed up with Ultron, and that like shocked him. And then that one lady in like the beginning of the movie talking about the loss of her son, and that really shook up Tony. So that made him more motivated. And the way he was thinking about being regulated by the UN, I disagreed with his mindset. Although I can get with Captain America, but it was just his actions were too drastic for me to side with him.
Right. Yeah. Cap did like a lot of the stuff that he did was just kind of emotion based rather than just like not necessarily not realistic, but like you could tell that like Tony was not really trying to start the fight, but Cap brought the fight to him.
Yeah,
So
like Tony was more political, whereas Captain America was more moral, morally based decisions.
Personal. It was more of a personal type. Motivation. And I can kind of empathize for Captain America as well, because first of all, he lost the love of his life through a phone call, which was kind of messed up. That kind of hurt me as well.
Yeah.
Because he couldn't be by her side, and then he has to deal with that. And the only person he has left in from like his old world, like his past, is Bucky. So I understand why you lay down everything to save his best friend.
Right.
But even then, he wasn't considering his other friends with the current time, like Tony and the others.
Right.
He did.
Yeah.
Like
so, that reminds me. Right. Yeah. Like that reminds me of like when they were at the chamber with all the dead Winter Soldiers, which actually we could talk about that later because that's actually kind of important.
Oh yeah.
And yeah, that's very important. And Cap was like, "I'm sorry, I wouldn't do this if I didn't have like any other choice, but Bucky's my friend." And like Rodney was saying, so like Tony said, so was I. So like Bucky, because of Bucky, Cap forsaken all his friends that he had made in the present time, just for someone that lived in the past with them.
Yeah.
And it's kind of like, a way, it's kind of mean. Like, it's not something that you normally like do. Like, that's also a reason why I kind of changed to Team Iron Man at the end, because I was like, there's no reason to do that. Like, you don't have to. There's some way that you could do some type of compromise on your own as Avengers, as a team, that you don't necessarily have to go to the government to do. But Cap was basically just working on emotion, for good reason, because he was really sad about everything.
Right. Now I will give Cap this one thing. Like, before all the little fallout began, he did try to bring in Bucky for questioning. He did try.
Yeah, he did.
But the problem there was he went in alone, and then it became personal. Now what Cap could have done is bring in like either Tony or one of the other Avengers with him, instead of him going in by himself, because that just made it worse. Because I brought in Black Panther, and then they got arrested. Well, quote unquote arrested, but yeah, this has caused the situation to go worse.
Right. Yeah. He tried to come in there and he's like, "Oh, Bucky, come with me." And then he was like, "I'm not going anywhere with you." I mean, you could also argue that if he did try to bring other people, then it would kind of intimidate Bucky a little bit, because if he came in let's say Cap came in with like Iron Man or like with Falcon, and they were like, "Yo, come with us," and then Bucky was like, "Hell no, I'm not doing that shit." Yeah, it would kind of intimidate Bucky a little bit, especially because of the fact that Black Panther was coming in, and then it would really intimidate Bucky. Then they brought in soldiers. It was just, it was a complete mess.
Now, on Bucky's defense, throughout the whole movie, this Bucky had the worst of it all.
Yeah.
If you really think about it, the fact that he has to live with the memories of everyone that he killed. Right. And not being able to trust his own mind, because he can snap. Like, if anyone says those phrase of words, he can snap in a second.
Right.
Yeah, it was just terrible on his part. So then again, I can understand Cap, because I think Cap understood Bucky's pain. But even then, he couldn't dismiss the actions of which Bucky did, trying to let him go free.
Well, we actually talked. Oh, go ahead, Tony. Sorry.
Well, I mean, if Bucky starts to bug out, just call my dudes in Wakanda.
True.
Well, but then Tony, Bucky would have gotten killed.
You right.
Yeah,
let's
true.
be real.
Black Panther would have straight up killed him.
Black Panther would have killed his ass. It would have solved the problems, but Bucky would have died. So,
yeah.
It's a win-lose situation. Yeah.
True.
What I'm kind of mad about in the movie though is that this isn't a flaw. It's just something I didn't like about what Black Panther said. Like when they were fighting at the airport scene. Oh fuck, we even forgot about that. So when they're fighting in the airport scene, and it was like Bucky versus Black Panther again, and then Bucky was like, "Yo, I didn't kill your father." He was like, "So why did you run?" I'm like, "Cause you ran after him with a fucking suit. What you mean? I would have ran."
Because it was like, "Nigga, you were trying to kill me."
You were trying to kill me. I thought about that shit.
Wait, hold up.
If a giant man in a Black Panther suit was chasing after me, I would run for my fucking life.
Yeah, exactly.
It has to do with the timing, though, because I think he was referring to the point where the explosion actually happened, and then Bucky was on the run since that point, because he was blamed. And then Black Panther didn't have any other outside information other than, it must be Bucky, so I'm going after him. And that's why he's questioning, why did you run if you didn't do it? I think it's got to do with timing, but I understand why it can be misinterpreted for a different time, because he was running after him. It's kind of common sense.
I'm just sitting there, I'm like, nigga, why would he stay there to get himself killed? I'm like, hell no. I fucking drive. Fuck that shit. I get the fuck out.
Bro,
fuck running.
If I saw a dude in black spandex with razor sharp claws running after me, I'm not standing there.
you
I'm
I'm gonna
running.
run. I'm gonna
What
run
the
the
fuck?
fuck out. I'm
I'm
gonna be
already down the
gone.
block.
Shit. Fuck you, me, man. All right, but we can't talk about well, let's talk about the airport scene, which is probably, in my personal opinion, and I have a lot of personal opinions about this movie, the best scene in this entire movie when they all gained it was, oh my god, like the only
It
real problems
was.
I had maybe because of like Wanda and the Vision, but even
Yeah.
so, I wasn't really mad about that too much because if they got in, it would have been even worse. Like I'm pretty sure Cap and Bucky probably wouldn't have left. Like they would have been stuck there. But that was fantastic,
Yeah.
phenomenal on so many levels.
I
I think the
love.
only thing. Oh, go ahead.
I love specifically that scene with Ant-Man and Hawkeye, because that is literally from a panel of the comic when they do a tag team.
Right,
I just love
right.
that. I love that scene. I love that they put that in there. That was just so fucking awesome.
Yeah,
It
that
was,
was
it was
great.
like it was like, yeah, I'm ready. Do it, Arrow guy.
Yeah, he was just all poised up and shit. Next thing you know, he just fired it. I was like, yo, it's lit. My favorite part was like Cap was where like he was fighting Spider-Man, and I really
Yeah.
wanted to see this because Cap and Spider-Man, because of like the fact that Spider-Man does shift at one point in the comics, I wanted to see them talk because I wanted to feel like I wanted Captain America to tell him something and to make Spider-Man kind of falter. And when they started talking, I was like, oh shit, it's about to come. But like Spider-Man, he basically like they fight, and then like Spider-Man, he's not as experienced obviously as Captain America, so he loses kind of, even though he doesn't get his ass beat. But you
Although
know,
we have to mention the fact that Spider-Man says, "You do know your shield defies the laws of gravity, right?"
yeah, I remember that shit. Yeah, that was funny. And then like he fucking he throws a shield at I forgot what it was. What was it? He throws a shield at something, and then Spider-Man catches it, and then like he pulls it.
He throws the shield at the legs, the extension, the thing that's keeping it up, and so
Yeah,
that
It would fall down
yeah,
on
like
Spidey.
yeah.
yeah, like and then Spidey caught it. Like I just love that scene. Like that scene was fucking
And
cool.
this was also a very awesome scene. You remember that scene where Captain asks him where you're from, and he says Queens and Brooklyn.
Yeah.
That's actually a nod to the first Avenger when the Professor asks him Queens, and Steve says Brooklyn.
Ah, shit. He said I'm from Queens. He was like, you from Queens? Nah, man, I'm from Brooklyn. I'm like, oh shit. Like I thought that was cool too. Remember that well, this isn't the airport scene, but remember when they were fighting in the chamber, and then like Cap gets up, and then he's like, fine, and then Tony's like, final warning, stay down, and then he's like, he's all stands up and shit. He's like, I
I
could do
gotta
this all
take
day. I was like,
this.
yo, I fucking love that scene. I was like, yo, that's
Yeah,
from the first Avenger. I was like, yes,
yeah,
lit.
yeah. Kind of showing that he's always going to be Steve Rogers, even to the end.
Yep, yep.
And what do you think of
He ain't
that
gonna
scene?
stop fighting.
And also, not the airport scene. Also, what do you think of that scene where Tony says, "That shield's not yours. You don't deserve it. It's my father's."
Oh yeah.
Yeah, and then he drops the shit. He drops the shield to
Yeah,
like
and
leave.
it's like, and a friend was like, "Well, he's technically not wrong."
Yeah, right. He's not wrong. Like that was made by him. So Steve
Yeah,
was
because
like, you know what, fuck it.
he helped construct that shield, right?
No,
Yep.
Howard did make it from using vibranium from Wakanda.
Yeah.
Wakanda represent.
Wakanda,
Yep.
Wakanda, Wakanda.
Wakanda was that important. That was foreshadowing. Nigga about to pull up, kill everyone. God damn.
Bro, Wakanda, they only showed like a small portion of it at like when they were
Yeah,
icing
yeah,
Bucky.
yeah. I like that didn't show too much because then that would probably have spoiled us. It would have probably spoiled Black Panther too much because it's like
Right.
I want to see Wakanda in its whole, but I want to do it, but I want that in the Black Panther movie, not in Civil War.
The
It still
bet
looked
like
pretty beautiful though.
No, but like I was saying, like the part in that post credit scene that I loved the most was like the big ass like panther and shit. I was like, yo, we about to
Oh yeah,
like
yeah,
that
yeah.
shit was fucking lit.
I got brought some Wakanda.
I was like, man, Black Panther about to be like amazing. Like it's about to be like a
Yo,
like fucking fantastic.
yo, his bodyguard though.
You were telling me about that. I agree, but still, like
Yo, she is. Oh my god.
poor guys. Do
Mm.
you remember when they were leaving, like they were leaving somewhere, and then like Black Widow was there, and then Black Panther was leaving with like one of his bodyguards or some shit, and she was like, "Ball, bro, she was fine as oh my god."
Whew.
Bro,
Oh
bro,
my
it's like,
god.
bro, all I say is if I was going out with her, I wouldn't cheat on her. I would die. I wouldn't
Shit.
cheat on her.
No, no,
When she
no.
told Black Widow on her
Bro,
face, move or be moved.
I was like, "What? Okay."
And Black Panther's like, as much as I would love to see that, we don't have time.
Yeah.
yo,
Like he was like, "Nah, man, not today, not today. Another
she
time,
looked like
another
she
time."
could break my back in 3 different ways in like 2 seconds.
No, I was like, "Bruh, please tell me, Panther, please tell me you hit that, bruh. Please, no,
I hope
please.
he is.
You, damn it! I'm so mad now. She just walked in. I'm like, God damn, that's your
I'm gonna live
bodyguard.
in Wakanda. Yo, we out to
Shit, I want
Wakanda.
to live there. I shit.
They got
It
Wi-Fi.
looks. If they got Wi-Fi, it's all good. I moved there the next day. Shit.
You just gotta fake the accent. That's all.
Yeah. Oh the shit! I've been practicing that for years. I'm gonna walk in there and shit. They won't even know I'm American. That's how good it's gonna be.
Oh my god. Soda.
Man, but like, but getting back to the airport scene, that was probably the best. That I can tell that was the biggest scene to do. Like they had to get so much CGI. They had to get like so many
Right,
shots.
right.
It was just like they had
Yeah.
to do so much shit for that scene alone, and it was worth it because it was so fucking beautiful.
Yeah.
I think they said that somewhere. That
Yeah, they did.
they spent the
Yeah,
most time.
they reported that majority of the scene was they had to use tons of CGI. They had to get so many different shots of it in
Yeah,
order to get it all choreographed perfectly.
Right.
yeah. Like they had to get all the CGI done. They had to do like it was at like Atlanta. It was like the airport, and it was really fucking hot. Oh my god! Like it was
Must be
it
nice being an
was
actor.
yeah. Like it was hot too. I remember it was like summer when they were like filming.
All we know for sure is that wasn't shot in Germany.
Oh no, no, most definitely, yeah, most definitely, yeah. So I have to ask, and this is kind of like this is kind of like a it's a backtrack. Well, not backtrack. It's a shifting gears because we gotta also move on to the biggest scene where I kind of felt like it was a problem. We're shifting gears to like Spider-Man for a sec. How do y'all feel about the Spider-Man movie? Like, how do y'all feel about like what's going on personally? Because we do know that Tony Stark will be in it. He will play a role in the film. We're not sure how big, but he will play in it. Um, Michael Keaton, the guy that originally was like, no, I don't want to do this because I don't want to be in a part of a multi-film contract. He is playing a role in the film as a villain. Zendaya's in it, and of course, Aunt May, aka Aunt May XXX, she's in it as well. Um, how do y'all feel about the movie in general? Do you feel like it will be really good, or do you feel like it will be like? Do you feel like how do you feel about it in comparison to the other Spider-Man movies that we've seen? Because it's a really recent reboot in comparison to the Amazing Spider-Man
Um,
movies.
well, just by the logo, I personally love the logo because it's just like the comics. I love the logo, Spider-Man: Homecoming. Will it be better than the same Raimi films? That part I really can't say because I grew up with those films. I love those films, except for three. Three was meh.
3 was
But
garbage.
but
Three was shitty.
one was very good. One was very good. It's still a classic film for me.
Right.
Two has to be one of the best comic book films ever made. Spider-Man 2.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's a lot to live up to. I really will it surpass those? I really don't know. I can't say for sure. Will it be better than Amazing Spider-Man 1 and 2? For sure, definitely for sure.
Yeah. Okay.
So
Tony, how do you feel about it? Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
Because I'm already confident with Tom Holland. I know he will deliver. I'm already confident with him. May, can't wait to see more of her. Oh yeah. And Michael Keaton. Michael Keaton. What can I say? I love Michael Keaton. So I. Originally, there were reports that Michael Keaton was going to be a villain. I don't know who, but all I can say is so far the casting has been very good. So I have confidence in that. Will it be better than Sam Raimi's? I don't know. I'm not certain, but I'm certain 100% it will be better than Amazing Spider-Man 1 and 2.
Yeah. Okay. So Tony, how do you feel about it personally?
For me, if you cannot beat Sam Raimi's Spider-Man 1 and 2, then but we'll have to see until it comes out. Tom Holland is pretty good as well. I think he's probably up there with. Does anybody rate Toby as like the best Spider-Man?
It's for Toby. It's kind of like mixed with him. Some are like, oh, he was the best. Some are like, yeah, he was decent.
I feel like he's right now because of his track record. He's probably the best for now because Tom Holland's only been in Civil War for like a few minutes, so I can't really say like Tom Holland's the best Spider-Man yet because he hasn't had his solo film. Yeah, I guess I would. Toby probably is the best so far. Yeah. Garfield's
I didn't really like him because they made him cry a lot throughout those movies.
They did, yeah. They were very emotional movies, like even for like a superhero film.
I mean, and I don't really expect that from something that's attached to Spider-Man. Like,
yeah, because you,
as a character.
Yeah, because you would expect like Spider-Man to be a lot more like jovial, like he'll be making a lot more jokes, which he did as Tobey Maguire. He did, but he didn't do it as much as like someone like Andrew Garfield, who, in my personal opinion, is a great Spider-Man, but I don't know if he's a decent enough Peter Parker, if you understand what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Yeah, like, okay,
I think Tobey was the better Peter.
Tobey was the better Peter because his emotional stuff was amazing, but I feel like Andrew was a better Spider-Man because he fit the type of, making jokes and, even if he fucked up, he still joked towards the end.
Yeah, all that witty shit.
Yeah, like with what Garfield did as Peter, it didn't really feel like it didn't really feel like Peter Parker at all. Like it felt like
a dope head.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Pretty much like someone who Peter Parker's not he's not popular in high school, but they made it seem like Peter's a lot more athletic in the Garfield movies than what he was in the Tobey movies. Like
because in the Amazing Spider-Man films he knows how to skateboard and I'm like, Peter never did any sports. He never did anything athletic. He's always been puny and weak.
Yeah, exactly.
AKA his nickname in high school, Puny Parker.
Yeah. Like he was like that's one thing I didn't like about what they did with Peter Parker in the film with the Amazing Spider-Man films is that I didn't feel for him emotionally that like what I did with Tobey. And that's something I feel like they need to do with Tom Holland. They can't make. I want them to make Tom Holland the best Peter Parker like with what we saw with Toby, possibly
He has the
better
potential.
than the
He has
next
the potential.
Spider-Man. Yes, but he has the potential. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
So he needs to be both. He can't be one or the other. The best Peter Parker and the
Exactly.
best Spider-Man that he can be.
It's like with Batman. It's like you have to be good as Batman and have to be good as Bruce Wayne. It's a given.
Right. Right.
Right.
Exactly. That's the thing. Like I can understand. Like in the movie, it's in Civil War, it's implied that because of what happened with Uncle Ben, because he died, the family was in a kind of
Distraught.
financial, yeah, they were a financial situation, so they kind of had to move to a not nice home, like a, a kind of, what's the word I'm looking for? It's not as good as a home as they had before.
Not
That's what
not
I'm
as
assuming.
lavish.
Yeah, like it's that's implied,
Mm-hmm.
and like you see Peter's room. Peter's room really isn't that like, it's not like the best, and like it's. I feel like as if they're going to do this, they're going to make the best Spider-Man that they could possibly be, along with the best Peter Parker. But we'll have to wait and see on that. But
Yeah.
honestly, out of all of them, so far I love Tom Holland, but because he hasn't had a solo film yet, really I'm gonna have to go with like Toby, because Spider-Man 2, that was like it's hard to beat Spider-Man 2. Not even
Bruh.
some of the
Spider-Man.
not even
Oh
some,
my god. Yeah.
not even the best like Marvel, even Civil War. Look, Civil War might put like put up a fight, even like Winter Soldier, but honestly, like Spider-Man 2 was just it was lit for no. It was
Especially
just,
that
oh my god.
the train fight scene.
Yes,
Oh fuck
dude.
yeah,
Yo.
dude! That fight was just
Oh my
fucking amazing.
gosh. So
That
so
was
good.
that was that was fucking fantastic. I gotta watch Spider-Man 2 again now. Like just thinking
Yeah,
about it, like that was fucking,
like from the scene from the scene on top of the clock tower to the train station was just fucking
Oh
epic.
yeah. Oh my god.
yeah. Yeah.
I
Yeah,
still have the game too.
yeah, man. Like it's ridiculous. Oh man, I don't know, man. Like this.
All I say is if Spider-Man Homecoming turns out to be great, you know what that means?
Fuck Sam
What does that
Raimi.
mean?
Sinister Six, baby.
Oh, of course,
Oh, I forgot
of
about that.
course, of course. No, see, this is the thing. So before Michael Keaton was confirmed to be the movie's villain, possibly, people were like, oh, they gotta have the Vulture. I'm like, bruh, if they bring in the Vulture, you gotta bring in the Sinister Six. I swear
Right.
to God, if they don't bring in the Sinister Six, I'm fighting someone. Even, even Sony was like, yo, they were leading up to the Sinister Six. I'm like, Marvel,
Yeah, they
don't
were.
bullshit.
Exactly.
Yeah, don't bullshit me. I promise you, I will come over there and I will blow. It'll be like what happened to fucking what happened in Civil War. I will blow shit up and you won't see it coming.
Pulling up with the Tommy.
Okay. Also, kind of left out a few. What is anyone here fucking excited, fucking hyped for Fox new Fantastic Four movie?
Oh
No.
no, I fuck that shit. There was, look, okay, this is my problem. See, this is why I don't. This is why I can't fuck with Fox anymore when it comes to Fantastic Four. So
Yeah, like
after the whole thing with Black Panther, right? How they were how the movies coming out. Michael B. Jordan, who played Human Torch in the
Fantastic
last
Four.
Fantastic Four movie, he was like, they were like, oh, well, we want to redo Fantastic Four. It's gonna be different this time. We're gonna try again. Immediately when they said that shit, I'm not even sure if Jordan knew, but he immediately said, "Yo, I'm going to be a villain or the villain, Black Panther." I was like, "Bro, the best timing you could ever think of. Holy shit!" Like I don't know how. Like it's just like
I saw a
the
tweet. I
fact
saw a
that
tweet. I saw a tweet.
yeah,
It
yeah,
went like this. Fox. It was like, okay, Fox. All right. Let's say we're gonna redo. Let's say we're gonna redo Fantastic Four. Michael B. Jordan. Yeah, I'm going to Marvel. See you guys. And I bet Michael B. Jordan was like with Marvel, please give me anything. I'll be the dumpster guy. I'll be a thug. I don't give a fuck. Just give me something. I will make you the villain. Sweet.
Yep, like
And
it was like instant, like oh, like I'm moving to Marvel, like fuck Fox, bro. I ain't doing this shit no more. Like it was. I just was so mad about it. I was like, Fox, what the fuck, man? Like,
it's almost like
You saw the film, by the way?
which one?
The new
Fantastic
Fantastic Four. Did you
Fuck
see it?
no.
nah, I didn't see that shit. No,
Fuck
I
no.
was like, fuck that.
Dude, when I saw Doctor Doom, I was like, you can't be fucking serious. How did you do it worse than the original Fantastic Fours? How? Fucking how?
Fox must have been like, we didn't fuck up too much for the last two. Or was it three? Did they make two or three?
Bro, I'm still dying for Doom to be done justice in films. Like, goddamn.
Yeah, bro. Oh my god. Imagine if they do a Secret Wars or some shit.
Like, I don't know. This whole reboot, like, it's just like they made the movie, they saw it was shit, and they're like, oh, reboot, nigga, what? The movie came out months ago. Why are you trying to? Like, you see what I mean? It's fucking stupid.
It's like
That's
sell the
even-
it's like sell the rights to Marvel. We all know you don't give a fuck about it.
Exactly. Like, no, it's even worse than the Spider-Man reboots. At least the Spider-Man reboots had like a period of like a few years. Nigga, the movie came out in 2015. It's like the 5th month of like 2016. Like, holy shit! Like, you could have at least waited and said, "Oh, we want to redo the Fantastic Four again." I'm not gonna watch the movie, but I understand. This shit's like a few months later. Nigga, what? Like, no. It pissed me off. I didn't like it at all.
And the way I could see it, like if they do sell it to Marvel, I know Marvel will be smart about this. What they will do is that they'll put the Fantastic Four in Spider-Man films. Like they will be used as supporting characters. Because since Fox already ruined the Fantastic Four reputation in terms of films, Marvel's not going to do that. Is going to go that route. What they do is they'll use them as supporting characters in other films.
Yep.
But possibly for future Doom, for possible Doom War film. Mm-hmm.
Like fuck Fantastic Four. I'm sorry. I just can't. I don't even know what to say anymore about that shit. Yeah, I'm happy Michael B. Jordan made the right decision. Fuck that shit.
I don't want to sound racist, but were any of you like a little bit like pissed or confused when Michael B. Jordan was cast as Johnny Storm?
Mm-hmm. I was wondering why they made him black. I was like, I don't want to like. I'm not saying that I don't want him to be black. I'm saying like, there's no real reason because Johnny Storm and what was her name? I forgot her name, to be honest.
Susan Storm.
Susan Storm. Yeah, they were siblings, and so I'm like, so who the fuck is the dad? Like,
I'm like, when I saw that, the first thing that popped in my head was like, what's the reason? What's the point of it?
Like,
it's like, are you trying to be diverse for the sole purpose of just being able to say we're diverse instead of, actually trying to be diverse?
That's what I feel like. The whole thing was like about. Like, they just wanted to have a black character in a prominent role, and I'm like, don't do that. Like, if you want to have these characters in certain roles and have them be diverse, you have to make sure it makes sense. You can't just say, oh, I want Cap to be, well, I'll talk about that later. I want Iron Man to be black because I want to see a black character in a good movie role. Like, what I liked with Black Panther, War Machine, and Falcon was that there were 3 black guys, right? but they all had different personalities. It's not like you always hear, and Tony, you know what I mean, right? You always hear about, oh, he's the
You.
black guy in the movie. He's the you know, he's always gonna be like the same. He's not gonna be like different in some way. They were all different. Black Panther was different than War Machine and Falcon. Falcon was different than War Machine and Black Panther, and then War Machine was different than Black Panther and Falcon. They were all different from each other. They
Yeah,
stood out. That's the fucking problem.
just pray to
If you're gonna
God
make
that your black actors don't end up in fucking Michael Bay movies, where they're really just those typical black people, and they make
yeah,
these just stupid ass remarks. Yeah, we don't need that.
yeah,
Exactly.
like
That's
it,
why I remember Stan Lee saying that he was really opposed to that idea, and people called him racist. And I'm like, what? You're calling a Jewish guy racist?
Yeah.
A Jewish guy?
yeah,
That's like, and he said the reason why he doesn't like it is because Johnny Storm was written as a white character since the beginning. Never
Yeah,
to exactly. That's why. That's why. Look at Miles Morales. Is he Peter
right,
Parker? Is he Peter Parker? No, he's a different character. He's Spider-Man,
right.
but he's a
He's a
different
different
character.
Spider-Man.
He's his own guy. You can't say that Miles Morales is just like Peter Parker because he's not. He's his
No,
own.
he's
He's his
not.
own guy.
Exactly. Miles Morales is his own original character made in a different universe.
Exactly.
That's the whole point of why.
Exactly. If you want a black Iron Man, well then guess what? Don't make Tony Black. Make another character,
Yeah.
aka War Machine.
Yeah. Exactly. Like they were actually talking about it at one point. They were like, okay, so you remember how in like Iron Man 2, Tony was originally turned down to be a part of the Avengers because he was, volatile and he was a narcissistic asshole, stuff like that. They said, oh, well, you're just going to be a consultant, you'll be part of the team. They originally were going to make War Machine a member of the Avengers from that Jump Street, but they couldn't do it because, like there's like conflicting storylines. So like if War Machine is the black equivalent of Iron Man. Yeah, granted Iron Man made the armor for him, but if Iron Man is gone, then who is going to, well, if Tony is gone, who's going to take Tony's place as Iron Man? War Machine. And like I like the fact that they make different characters diverse, but it makes sense. It's not something that's just forced. Like with the whole thing with for example, Cap and the whole Bucky relationship crap stuff, people are making it out like Captain America and Bucky are together, but they don't realize it's not that they're together as a couple. They're not together as a couple. They're not gay. Like if Cap was gay,
The typical Naruto Sasuke Kilo and Gon gay thing.
yeah, exactly. If Cap was gay, he wouldn't be trying to make out with Agent 13, Peggy Carter's niece. Like this whole thing is just like they just want to see like a gay couple in like the Marvel Cinematic Universe, but they don't realize is that you can't necessarily have that couple unless you flesh them out first, unless you bring it to that point. I don't care about the fact that they could be gay. I'm caring about the fact that you don't bring it in and it doesn't make sense to the story. It just
don't make them gay for the sake of being gay.
Exactly right. It's like even if it was like someone that was straight, if someone that was straight and had like a couple going on thing, it was forced, I wouldn't like it either because I don't like forced couples. Like I don't like romance that much to begin with, but if you're gonna do romance right. That way I'm okay with it. Like you see what I mean? Like the whole Cap X Bucky thing was just fucking stupid. Like a fucking petition? Really?
Yeah, make these guys kiss in the next movie.
Yeah, they need to kiss in the next movie, else I'm not watching it. Don't watch it then, because I don't want you to.
Note to self: apparently, two men cannot be bros.
They can't be bros. They can't just be niggas. They just chilling out and shit.
Yeah.
OJ, just a warning: if we ever hang out, we can't be too close. People will think we're a couple.
Oh, of course. Otherwise, you know, people can take the wrong
it can't be just two friends just hanging out, having a good time.
Yeah, exactly. That's it's just, I hate that the way we live in right now, where it's like it feels forced rather than that's just natural. But
Yeah.
uh,
I mean, like even Batman did it right. I mean, like what was her name again? She's in the bat. She's a Batwoman. Batwoman.
what was
Her
it
name
like?
is
Catwoman.
no. No, it's Batwoman. Her name is
Oh,
Carrie.
Batgirl?
No, Batwoman.
A Batwoman?
What was her name
Is it
again?
Cassie?
She's lesbian.
Oh, Cassie. Yeah.
Cassie. Yeah, exactly. She's lesbian. And you know what? They didn't have to remake Batgirl, aka Barbara, lesbian. They just made another character, build her up, and she's lesbian.
Yeah, exactly. That's the thing. Although, wait, wasn't it not Stephanie Brown?
No. It was Cassie. She's lesbian. She's even
Okay, all right.
she's getting married. She even gets married.
Yeah. So, like that's just my problem with it. Like, I never liked those things in like any type of movies, especially when like romance isn't the biggest focus. Like,
Yeah.
you gotta think about this shit. You can't just throw it into whatever you want to. Oh, but yeah. We got a little bit off topic there with the whole gay thing. I mean, y'all just do what y'all want to. Like, if you want like a gay person in the Marvel Cinematic Universe, no, that's fine. But let's try and like keep it to where it makes sense for the story and stuff. It's almost 11:30. I do want to talk about a couple more things. The next thing I want to talk about is the Winter Soldier. I guess I can call him a squad. So what were y'all's thoughts about the whole thing about there being more than one Winter Soldier? Because I know that like that was a big thing for people where they were kind of like mad at the fact that there was a lot of Winter Soldiers, but they all got killed off like pretty much by the end of the film.
And I was like, why?
Yeah, yeah,
It could have been so interesting.
yeah. Like I was hyped, man.
I think it was trying to show the bad side of the government, like the consequences of government experiments.
Or just, fucking with the laws of nature itself.
Exactly.
Yeah, but like at the same time, it's stated that Zemo was the one that killed him. So it's kind of like it makes sense. It makes sense because Zemo used them as a part of his plan. Like the reason why I wasn't too mad about it afterwards was because it was all a part of a plan to get Tony and Cap to be in the same room, bring in the tape, and then they fight. But at the same time,
exactly, it's like he didn't have to be there. It's just he went there because he knew that that was a place he could get them all there.
yeah,
Right.
exactly, right, yeah. But like it's like with what happened with with what happened with the Winter Soldiers, they got killed, and I'm like, damn, like you just
That could have been something.
Yeah.
it could have been something. It could have been.
That could have been a good idea for Civil War.
By the way, what do you think about that clever hint to the Secret Avengers?
Oh, at the end of the movie when he breaks them out.
Yeah, because that's obviously hinting on that Steve Rogers is going to be leading the team of Secret Avengers.
Yeah,
Right.
and so what I think about it personally is, okay, so at this point there are two Avenger groups.
Yeah.
There's the Secret Avengers, which is led by Cap, and so basically Wanda, Falcon, all them, and then there's the actual Avengers, the government-funded ones, where they're kind of short on members, but at the same time, they can recruit people like Spider-Man, like possibly even like Miss Marvel, because she will be introduced later on in the universe as well. And so what I like about that is that they're building up that once it comes to, well, I guess you can't call it Avengers Infinity War because they want to change the name. When it comes to Avengers 3, they will have those two groups, and either they will fight or they will come together. Well, they'll come together eventually, but
I
they'll
think
come together.
I think part one will be like the setup will be like meaning like a setup, like
Yeah,
there will be conflict between them early on, and then they will see this threat coming. Thanos just
yeah,
fuck shit up, and that's where it'll lead up to a part, and then it'll probably lead up in the end, be like, all right, we got to team up, and then there's the tagline, Infinity Wars Part Two.
right,
Roll
right.
credits.
Yeah, yeah, because that's that. Well, and that's also another thing that I thought was actually pretty interesting. It was stated that calling the movies Avengers Infinity War Part 1 and 2 was misleading because they aren't the same movies, which is kind of weird because I was like, wait, so if you want both of these movies to feature Thanos and feature the Infinity Gauntlet, and you don't want them to be the same ones, it's like, so, like, what would you call them? Like, do you guys have any idea what they would actually call the third movie? Like, I figured the fourth movie would be Infinity War, but the third
Oh
movie is kind of like,
no. Wait, are
you
you
know what I
talking
mean?
about towards the conclusion of that?
Like, I'm talking like, because okay, so originally they were called Infinity War Part 1 and Infinity War Part 2, but
Yeah.
the Russo brothers were like, nah, that's not the case. They're not the same movies. They're not parts. They're different movies, and so we want to rename them.
Different
Yeah, you didn't
movies.
hear about that?
Fuck. No, I didn't know.
Well, now that's confusing. Now I honestly don't know.
Yeah, like that's one of the things I thought was interesting. But I was like, so what are they going to be called if they aren't going to be Infinity War
Yeah.
Part 1 and Infinity War Part 2?
You
Like, you
might as well
kind
just
of,
change the names.
yeah. So like, I'm thinking now. So is Thanos is going to be a big part of both, but is Thanos going to be the main antagonist of one and be defeated to be brought back later, or
Oh,
is like he's, huh?
they could bring in Galactus.
Woo! They could bring in Galactus. I don't know if my body's ready for that, but they could bring in Galactus. I
Yo.
have to prepare, for a
Oh,
couple of days, training. But yeah, I they could. I don't know how they do it though,
Just
but I
wait on
think
it.
they
Just wait
could.
on it.
Yeah, I feel like that's what they're thinking about. Like, yo, we about to bring in Galactus for Part 3. I'm gonna be like, well,
yo, Galactus, the real Galactus, not that bullshit cloud
Yeah,
from
Cloud.
Fantastic Four 2.
yeah.
Fucking Silver Surfer fighting a cloud.
This nigga found the cloud, bro. That shit was funny.
Oh, God.
Yeah, nah, but so I'm interested to see how they do like those two movies because they said it's basically like Avengers 3 and Avengers 4. They're both different from each other. And I'm like, so what the fuck is going on? Like, what are they
I
calling these
mean,
movies? That's like,
considering how long these movies are now, they should be able to fit in a pretty good amount of content in each. So,
yeah,
I,
right, exactly. I don't know. Yeah. So I guess we pull out this final topic. The big question, everyone's thinking about. How do y'all feel like between? And this should be an obvious answer, but how do y'all feel between Civil War and Batman versus Superman, the two superhero films that are team ups and mashups?
Okay,
Yeah.
okay. This is easy. Batman v Superman, an utter piece of crap. Civil War,
Right.
fucking epicness.
Right. Yeah. Tony, I'm assuming you feel the same.
yeah, Batman vs Superman, below average. Civil War, greatness.
Yeah. All right. Yeah. So since I'll play around with the DC fan base for a bit. Do y'all think what do you think personally that Batman versus Superman could benefit from Civil War? Because in my personal opinion, I feel like it could benefit a couple of things that like concepts that you could talk about that Batman versus Superman could actually have picked up, but they didn't really do that because they want to do their own thing. Like personally, I feel that because Batman and Superman one day fought, right? They fought over something that was like, well, it's not trivial because it's important to Supes, but they fought over the fact that Superman wanted to save his mom, and in order to do that, he had to kill Batman, but he didn't want to kill Batman. And I feel like as if that that kind of diminished the fight because the fight
Yeah.
originally was like, yo, if you continue this shit, I'm gonna fuck you up and kill you. I'm like, that's the shit that I fucking wanted. I didn't want no slugfest because of someone's mom. I wanted a slugfest because they don't feel like they don't feel like they're doing the superhero role right. And so a conflict of ideals to me is something that they could easily pass on from Captain America Civil War to Batman versus Superman because that's what it should have been in the first place, in my personal opinion. What do y'all think?
Yeah. They should have like raised up the ante when it came to the motives between Batman and Superman when they fought. It didn't feel right.
Right, right,
For
I
me.
think I think in terms of motives, they kind of make the characters feel like a bunch of dumbasses. Like
Yeah.
I
yeah,
understand I understand Batman's rage, but Batman is a guy who always gets his facts straight. He knows things before you even know them.
right,
And so I think that made Batman look like a complete dumbass.
right,
Him not going through facts. I know he has often made that mistake before, but this is supposed to be an old, experienced Batman, and I feel like it's not really and it's like
right,
as an
yeah,
experienced Batman, it's like he should have his emotions in control and know what to do before
right,
acting.
yeah. Because
Wait, that
that's
Batman was
actually the thing.
experienced?
Yeah, according to what we know, that Batman was in his 40s.
Are you?
Yeah,
Exactly.
the Batman,
Exactly.
like he,
This is not a young Batman who's been around for 5 years. This is an old Batman, a Batman who's been around for years and years, years of experience.
this is a Batman that's at least been around for about 2 decades, according to what
Then
we know.
why didn't they do the fucking solo film? Okay. Okay.
I don't know. Well, to be fair, the reason why they didn't do the solo film, well, at least because of the whole experience thing, is because they wanted to make it like Batman: The Dark Knight Returns, where, granted, in The Dark Knight Returns, Batman's a lot older than 40. Like he's like in the movie, Batman versus Superman. I'm pretty sure he's around like 41, 43, like close to that range. But
Right.
in like yeah, but in like the Dark Knight Rises, he's like fucking not Dark Knight Rises, Dark Knight Returns. He's like fucking like in his 60s, like niggas like still fighting in 60 years old. Like they basically said that they wanted Batman to be a lot more experienced than someone like Superman, who's only been a hero for like what a couple years. Um,
Okay.
yeah, that's the reason why. But at the same time, I feel like as if a solo film before you know Batman vs Superman would have been better too. So we can go into them more. But the main thing here, honestly, is to me is that like when it comes to Batman, like Porter said, Batman didn't feel like Batman when it came to figure out what the fuck was going on. Like it took uh it took Lois Lane and Superman to tell Batman, yo, something's wrong. You shouldn't be doing this anymore. Like, you shouldn't be trying to kill me. We need to go save she who must not be named, because we don't want to talk about her. Yeah.
Martha. Martha.
We don't want to talk about her. I've talked about this before the stream. We don't want to discuss that part because we're gonna be here for another hour. I don't have time for that. Yeah. So instead of trying to say she who must not be named, like you should be fighting over something completely different than that. And the fact that Batman didn't realize this, it's like I understand that Batman's mad and that Batman, he lost Robin, and once he lost Robin, aka Jason Todd, who has been confirmed by a tour guide, not talking about that either. Like he just like is just blinded by rage and shit. And it's like, yeah, we've seen that before, but even for Batman, that's kind of like it's a bit too much in my personal opinion. Like I don't like
It's
that
like
from
it's like World's Greatest Detective is out of the window.
yeah, exactly. Like you would think he'd figure out immediately, oh shit, something's wrong. Like Lex Luthor's fucking around with I don't know what he's doing, like fucking test tubes filled with people from Krypton with their fucking DNA, you know, General Zod, and in his own blood, he figured that shit. He should have figured that out.
You would think the red flag would at least be of those files about those other superpowered guys, you know, the Justice League. You would think that would be a red flag in like.
He found that out though. He did find that out. That's something. If they didn't show that, I'd be pissed. I'd be like, how did Batman not figure that shit out? Like, they did show that in the movie, which is in a weird format because they showed it to him. They showed it to us via a fucking Gmail. I'm like, this nigga emails now? Is that what's happening? Fuck?
Wait, Gmail?
He didn't even confront Wonder Woman. He just said, "Is this you?" I'm like, "What you mean this is her? You go over to her house and you confront her about it." Batman would have broke into her house and destroyed everything just to find that shit. Wow, we send emails now. Okay.
So it's like, okay, we need Aquaman for the Justice League. How do we contact them? Simple. What? Okay, simple. We'll send him a tweet. Yo,
yeah, exactly.
Yo, Aquaman, we need you. Hashtag world's in danger.
Exactly. Fucking, that's what I'm talking about. Like that shit.
And Aquaman's just chilling in his throne. No, Saya, you have a tweet. Send it to me. It's like,
like it's just fucking stupid, man. Like I don't know. Like Batman in the field. That's the only real gripe I have with Batman. He just too much rage. Like that. There's a point where you gotta realize that Batman doesn't work that way. Like he works on facts. That's what he fucking works on. And because he's the world's greatest detective, for him not to be able to figure out what the fuck was going on with Doomsday, Superman's mom, it's like no, like Batman ain't like that. Like it was fucking ridiculous. But the biggest thing, yeah, getting back to Civil War, the biggest thing that I feel like Batman versus Superman also could have taken from Civil War is the fact that you felt a lot more sympathetic about these characters than how you felt with Superman and Batman, because you felt bad about Cap because Cap was talking about how, you know, all this shit's happening around me. My girlfriend dies. My best friend's in danger. My friends are fighting each other. You know, I hate my life. That type of little emo shit. And then you got like, fucking, I'm sorry, it was emo shit. It kind of was. And then I feel for him, but still. And then you have like Tony. He's trying to play, you know, the more serious route. He's like, all this shit's kind of happening, and I don't know what to do about it. But I gotta go with what the government says because maybe they're right. With Batman versus Superman, it was like Superman. I feel like Superman. They did Superman better in the movie than they did Batman because Superman was like, okay, here's this guy with basically unlimited power. And he's protecting us, yeah. But what happens if he turns on us? What the fuck are we gonna do? And so I feel like they did that.
Basically, they did the whole message of, do we need a Superman?
Right.
Is Superman God? They did that whole arc very well.
Right. Exactly. They did that. They did that well. Granted, I didn't like the fact that it lasted an hour, but they did talk about that, and I kind of liked about Superman because that's setting up the morals that Superman needs to fight Batman. And then you have Batman. Batman is not even fucking developed. Okay, Batman at the beginning of the movie, because we do start off with him. We see his origin story. We see how he becomes Batman. We all know how he becomes Batman, anyways. When it comes to spoilers. Bbats parents died. That's the reason why he tells fucking Batman. That's the complete reason. Oh, and then I'm gonna get like a bunch of emails like, holy shit, what the fuck? Why you tell me this? Okay. Anyways, yeah. So this is important though. We do see the Black Zero event where Zod was fighting Superman, and in this part, you know, Batman sees Superman fighting him. He's trying to save all the people he can. I mean, I guess I feel bad for him at that point, but it's like at that moment he instantly realizes he's like, holy shit, like Superman's a threat. But then he start making the assumption that Superman's a threat to the point where we need to kill him, like we need to end his life. And then I like this part from Alfred. Oh, sorry, one more thing. I like this part from Alfred because Alfred is basically me the entire fucking movie. He was like, and I love Alfred because the guy who played Alfred did a great job. He was like, why the fuck are you fighting someone? Yeah, Jeremy Iron. Why the fuck are you fighting someone who can A, take out the entire fucking human race, B, who's not even a fucking villain, like he's a hero, and then he's like, because he could wipe out the human race if he wanted to, and then Alfred's like, but yo, he's not trying to wipe out the entire human race, he's trying to help out. Like Alfred was me the entire movie. I was pissed at Batman for the bullshit that he was causing, like Batman and
it
the
was
fucking
like
others.
he is not our enemy.
Yeah, exactly. I'm like, bro, if you okay, I want the morals to collide, but I also want you to understand that you don't have to be that mad at him for a certain event. You just have to disagree with it, and that leads to a fight. Like, I don't want people to be like, oh, so you don't want Batman to fight Superman because of the fact that Superman is possibly a threat. I'm like, yeah, no, I want them to fight each other for their morals, but the
Exactly
way Batman,
the way it was in the Dark Knight Returns. The reason why they fought is because Superman worked for the government. The only way that Superman could keep working, being the hero that he needs to be, is to work for the government. Batman is against it. He doesn't want anything to do with the government. He despises it, and and since he doesn't want to join them, their morals collide. So when they fight, you understand. You see both sides. You understand why they're fighting, and it makes sense.
exactly like Civil War, exactly like Civil War. That's what Civil War is doing. They
But
did
but
that
but,
shit.
but when you see it in Batman v Superman, you're like, you two are a bunch of dumbasses.
Yeah, pretty.
Exactly. Yeah. Fucking like, oh well, I'm fighting you because Lex Luthor took my mom, and then I'm like, nigga, you
Martha.
but damn it, we were supposed to say her name. What the fuck, Tony? Yeah, but oh, nah, fuck it, whatever. But yeah, Martha, I'm like, you gonna fight her? You gonna fight him because your mom is in danger, but you were all ready to kill him anyways because he said as soon as you light your bat signal up again, I'm gonna fuck you up. I'm like, yes, thank you. Fight each other. Don't fuck about that Martha shit. Those Russian thugs. Batman took him out anyways. They weren't important. Like y'all should fight over why y'all are superheroes and what makes sense.
Although we can't deny that scene was pretty badass. We can't deny that.
Oh no, the scene was fucking amazing, but that's not important. We want to focus on why this shit was fucking stupid. But yeah, that scene was fucking great. That scene was amazing. Yeah, like it by far, like because they didn't give Batman that much shine. The fact that they did that scene for him, I was fucking happy. But anyways, yeah, like I feel like just feeling more for the characters is something that Civil War did that Batman versus Superman should have done. But because of how these characters acted, I can't really feel for them because they're working on emotion. Like even Cap, even though he worked on emotion, he had a reason to. Like he had so many reasons to, even more than like what Bruce did. Like Bruce was killing people because of what Joker did. And that shit happened before Batman versus Superman. And he was about to kill Superman because he saw him as a threat. And I'm like, but you don't like the reason why you're killing people isn't because of Superman, it's because of Joker. So why is Joker still alive? Like you see what I mean?
So it's like in Civil War, Captain America was acting by emotion, but he wasn't killing people like a fucking psychotic maniac.
Exactly. Yeah, Cap knew what he was doing. He was trying to keep shit, on lock. That's why at the beginning of the movie, even though, like we said before, it was kind of, you need more people for that. He went in and said, yo, you need to be brought in for questioning. He didn't come in and said, oh, Bucky, I'm going to save you. Don't worry. You see that black cat running out, jumping out that window? Okay, he's dead. I'll go kill him right now. Don't worry about it. I got you. He didn't say that shit. He said, yo, I'm going to go. We need to go. You need to be questioned. You need to do this shit, and we're going to do shit the right way. Of course, granted, that didn't work out, but that's fine because, Cap knew what the right way was. And so with someone like Batman, who doesn't even kill people directly in the first place, for him to be being this brutal is like, even though Joker did kill Robin, you can't be that harsh to him. You see what I'm saying? Like, it's
Yeah.
it's too much emotion, not enough like logical thought. And for Batman, if he's not logical, there's a problem. Like you don't do that shit. You don't do that shit with Batman.
That ain't
No,
Batman.
yeah, that ain't Batman. That's not even Bruce
But
Wayne.
if
That's not
but
even
but
close to Bruce Wayne.
but if he was given the right material, it could be amazing. Batman.
No, that's
Yes.
what I'm saying. Like Ben Affleck is like a really good actor. That's why I'm happy that he's doing his own solo film. And he's directing the shit with I forgot how to pronounce his name, but his last name is Johns. He and Johns are working on it together. Honestly, that's the best. That if they had put Batman before Batman versus Superman, then DC would be in a much better position, especially
That's
if
what I'm
Ben
saying.
Affleck, especially if Ben Affleck and I'm gonna call him Geoff Johns worked on the movie beforehand. There would be no problem. Batman versus Superman would be in a much better position than it is, today. But it's just like they fucked up so much shit. It was just like it was ridiculous. Yeah.
And
I
what
was,
happened? And what happened was we got Sad Affleck. Hello,
yeah,
Justice, my
exactly.
old friend.
Yeah, he was so fucking like sad about it, man.
It's like deep down inside he was like he fucking knew.
Yeah, I feel like Affleck now is just like fuck it. Zach doesn't know what he's fucking doing. This is fucking ridiculous,
I
man. Why
wouldn't
the
be
fuck?
surprised if there was. I honestly would love to know. I honestly would not be surprised if there was points throughout the film where Ben was just telling Zach, Zach, you sure about that? Wouldn't be? No, no, don't worry, I got it. And Ben was just like, oh fuck me.
Yeah, exactly. Like like when I saw the actual interview with him and Henry Cavill, like he was just looking so sad. Like he was like, damn, like you gotta understand from Ben Affleck's point of view, right? Ben Affleck played actually a Marvel character, Daredevil, as we all know. He directed the movie as well. Ben Affleck's a great actor and a director, but the movie flopped. That was one superhero movie. Now, oh well, why don't you come to DC? Try that. Oh well, shit. Batman versus Superman. His first fucking appearance. He hasn't even gotten a solo film yet. That shit fucking flopped. It was like, for that to happen to him, I feel worried about for him in the future because Ben Affleck is just gonna be like, damn, like I worked so hard and then shit just fucks up, man. Like I don't know what to
Yeah,
say, man. Like
it's like he comes to do Daredevil, it fails, and he even said it almost destroyed his career.
yeah,
But luckily, you know what saved it?
right. What was it?
Playing Christopher Reeve as Superman.
Oh, right. I remember that now. Yeah,
Playing a documentary of him as Christopher Reeve when he got the role of Superman. Ironic, isn't it?
yeah, exactly. Ironic as fuck.
Yeah, and then his films got better. He started directing, and he won an Oscar for Argo for directing.
Yep.
He directed Argo?
Yeah, he directed Argo.
Holy
He
shit.
did.
And he also starred in it. The dude knows what he's doing as a director. He is gold. He knows what the fuck he's doing. That's why when the Batman film I heard that he's going to be the director of it, I was like, I have full confidence because he knows what the fuck he's doing.
Yep, exactly. Especially because of the fact that not only is Ben Affleck a good actor and director in his own right, he's also working with Geoff Johns, who already works with the new 52 shit in fucking DC. Like the Batman film is in good hands. But when it comes to Justice League, even though Ben Affleck is the executive producer, guess who's the fucking director?
Zack Snyder.
Zack Snyder.
Fucking annoying ass wants every fucking dark ass scene. Like, oh fuck, it pissed me the fuck off.
He didn't even.
Especially when I heard about that rumor, and I'm pretty sure it's not true. But if it is, I'm gonna fight someone. Where it was like he got mad because he was like, well, he didn't get mad, but he was like, I wanted like a prison scene where Batman got raped. I was like,
what?
I wanted what? And
Oh,
no, granted,
Wait a minute. Explain that to me again.
So basically there was this rumor. It hasn't been confirmed. It's probably not even true, but it sounds like something Snyder would do, where he wanted a scene in Batman versus Superman where it was like a prison scene, and he wanted Batman. And according to this article, which I don't think is true or not, he wanted the Batman to get raped because he likes dark scenes. Like if you heard about Zack Snyder before, he's into dark shit. Like he's into like a darker sort of tone for the movie, which is cool if it's not like really bad. But this whole Batman rape scene just had me like, I know this probably isn't true, but it sounds like something Zack Snyder would do, and it scares me.
Well, this is coming from the guy who had a fucking zombie baby in the walking in Dawn of the Dead.
Exactly.
So it's
Exactly.
so I wouldn't put it past on him. So I wouldn't pass.
Yeah, exactly. It was just, oh, dude, it was so bad. I don't know. Like,
Is there any reason for it to be like that?
of course not. Of course
It's like if you even if you even think about raping Batman, he's gonna break your fucking fingers. If you even think about doing that shit.
Raping
I'm pretty
Batman.
sure no prison on Earth, first of all, could hold him. And even if it did hold him, no actual inmate would try that shit. If they actually tried that shit, I would actually send them to like get an IQ test to see if they're retarded. I shit you not. I would put them there personally. Be like, nigga, if you don't finish this test and get higher than 80 on some Forrest Gump shit, you are officially like mentally like retarded. I promise you. You don't do that shit to Batman and expect to live.
It wouldn't even happen.
You won't even get close to him. Batman will fuck you up with three different ways before you even fucking touch his ass.
Bro, you won't even be walking for the rest of your life. Like,
exactly, bro. He puts you in paralysis. He wouldn't even have to kill you.
yeah.
Shit.
So makes him so bad.
The only person who raped Batman and lived is Talia al Ghul, and he enjoyed it.
Yeah, he enjoyed it. It wasn't even rape. It was just called rape because he didn't exactly know what was happening. But fuck it. Shit.
At least he got a badass son out of it.
Yeah, at least maybe it's a live shit. Like he got a son. That's good. Fuck, as far as I know.
Bro, you got Talia al Ghul to rape you. Like, what?
Nigga, she can rape me. Shit. That's not even rape. If you want to call it rape, that's fine.
That's what I'm saying. Might as well just say quote unquote rape.
He said, "Oh, I got it. It was date rape." I'm like, Batman, stop playing. No, like,
nigga, I wouldn't lie. I let Harley rape me any day.
Yeah, I told my friend once that he was like, man, she wants to come at you with a bat and shove it up your ass. I'm like, she gonna have to wrestle me for it, but I'm at least fuck her.
Yeah, I was pretty sexy.
Yeah, I fuck Harley.
By the way, if Suicide Squad doesn't do any good, then DC's chances of the cinematic universe are fucked.
I heard the early screenings were good. If the early screenings were good, then they might have a chance, maybe, possibly.
But if they flop, if they flop, then
if they flop, it's over.
Yeah,
it's over. It's over. Yeah, they need to stop it. Which also means that the Batman film was kind of like canceled at that point. But it has to happen if like Suicide Squad flops.
If they fuck this up, that means we won't see Joker for another how many years?
6, 5 or 6 years.
Probably around 6. Yeah, if that even.
The Dark Knight. The Dark Knight was like around what, 2009, 2010.
Yeah.
No pressure.
Yeah, no pressure. Yeah. Although I have been hearing that the guy's like been doing his research like a lot. He's been doing like a lot of shit to make sure that he lives up to the role. I feel kind of bad for him because like he has this big ass role as the Joker that Heath Ledger left.
Dude,
and
the first ever comic book role to win an Oscar.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
like the fact that a role from a comic book film even got considered for an Oscar should tell you something. Let alone the fact that he won it.
And he
Yeah.
died.
Yeah, and then he died, and that's the thing. Like, it's something that's so legendary. Like, he got the role and then died afterwards. He left like a legacy for any Jokers that like do it pass
Lelouch!
down.
Lelouch!
Yep. Yep. Yeah. All right, y'all.
I don't
So
want to. I don't want to kill you. You complete me.
like that was a good scene. Nah, but all right, y'all. So we're done discussing Civil War, and I guess to an extent we gave Batman vs. Superman some shine. Uh, what are y'all's thoughts on Civil War? Did you like it? Did you hate it? Which team were you on? Did you change teams at some point in the movie? Um, like the video, like
If you change from team cap, I'll kick your ass.
if you change the team cap, if you change from team cap, I will send Portugal to fuck you up. Even though I'm kind of changed myself, but you know what, fuck it, it's whatever.
Oh, Joe,
Um,
I'll kick your ass soon enough. Don't worry.
yep, yeah. So I'm in trouble, guys. But anyways, like the stream. I'll try to keep up with new content in the future. I'm trying to put up an update video so I can talk about, possibly what's going to go down. I might do more videos in the summer as well because, I do have time now.
Expect some
Um,
Hunter x Hunter reviews from this man. Expect it.
Yep. You're not lying. That's definitely going to go down if that happens. So yeah, if you guys enjoyed the stream, please leave a like. Tell your friends, tell everyone. Please subscribe. Subscribe to Port Guys. Uh, Tony, I guess you probably want subscriptions too. I don't know if you do content, but you know.
No, yeah.
Oh yeah. Subscribe to Tony as well. Subscribe to Rodney, Desert Reviews, and Sam Hank. AKA Lamar. Subscribe to all these guys. I love you guys. I'll see y'all later. Y'all want to say goodbye?
This was just a lot of fun. Thanks for having me, man. And
All right.
peace. And to all the people out there, sayonara.
Yep. Thanks, man.
Yeah,
Tony.
red, white, and blue. Red, white, and blue. That's it.
All right. Okay, that's cool. All right. I will see you guys later. OJ Senpai signing off.